The charity we are bringing attention to today is Star Wars Force for Change. It is a Star Wars themed charity program run by Lucasfilm and Walt Disney Company that collects donations to fund solutions for global problems. The organization also sells Star Wars themed merchandise and uses those profits for charitable causes. For more information, you can visit forceforchange.starwars.com. Thank you.
Bitches.
Bitch! I had to interfere.
Alright, so, Tyler, why have you summoned me back for this week?
Welcome to Tropic Thunder. I said again, didn't I? I said Tropic.
Yep.
Welcome to Tropic Thunder, where me and Matt are your hosts for the evening. I'm Tyler James, in case you didn't get that. This is Matt Dietzig, in case you didn't figure that out.
Hello, audience.
He's back. He wasn't here last week. Where were you last week?
I had to film a documentary for film class.
Yeah. I wish I had to film a documentary, but I didn't get picked. And
Well, mine didn't either, but
Oh.
still.
okay, I feel better now. Oh, I'm not alone.
Nope.
Oh, it's been a very busy week. We spent an hour setting up.
Almost an hour.
I'm using
50 minutes.
I'm using
Exactly 53 minutes.
media loans to get our equipment was booked.
Yeah.
We could only Matt was able to get a camera. I'm using my hand cam Sony camera, which is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You'll
And
notice my focus is not right, but I apologize for that. But fuck Sony.
Yeah, and we are using a boom mic, but you cannot see it because that's
The
film
ma-
magic.
The magic of cameras.
The magic of text.
So
we hide what you don't want us to, we don't want you to see.
yeah, it's been a very it's been a very stressful hour setting this up because my fucking Sony camera, if it doesn't save, like if my recording does not go over an hour or 2 hours, we have a problem.
Yeah.
So
But luckily, we decided to
I will use still.
plug the cameras into the
I have no problem with the
power
battery.
bar
I don't-
so that now we don't have to worry about the cameras running out of battery.
I have no problem with the batteries. It's just my camera's a little fucker.
Yeah, it is.
So
It is literally a little fucker. It is like
I will have to. I will.
it is literally what, like maybe like that, like the camera this camera is literally what, like maybe like 5 times, maybe
5
6
times.
times,
yeah.
8 times the size
Yeah,
of this
like
camera.
my camera's like a little like.
Yeah, it's a Sony camcorder.
Oh, so it's about the size of my thumb.
Yeah.
So, it's a little fucker. So yeah, we might have to pull a Mac and use still images if for some reason it stops recording, because God forbid any more stress come from this fucking camera.
Yeah. Calm down. Calm down. You know what this leads to?
I know, my anger's, I know.
Anger.
I can't
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate, and hate leads to suffering, my friend.
Yes, it does. I find my lack of
And
faith
if you haven't,
disturbing.
and if you have not figured it out, today we were talking about Star Wars, guys.
Yeah. No, not no. Star Wars, no. What? What's wrong? No, whatever. We did an Star Wars intro for fuck's sakes. We did a Star Wars charity intro for fuck's sakes. No cheer. Come on.
What does the fandom want from us? What do you want?
I'm clapping for Star Wars. I'm done. God damn. Star Wars. What can be said that hasn't been said about Star Wars 1,000 times over? When it comes to the
Nothing. So we're gonna pretty much just reiterate everything.
when it comes to the prequels and their quotes, when it comes to the sequels and their I guess, beauty. And when it comes to the sequels,
The prequel is the original and the sequel.
yes, the sequels are a sequel to the prequel, but not a prequel to the sequel. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So yeah. So for this topic, we're not only just talking about the movies. We're talking about games, TV shows, books. One thing we do know that Star Wars, I think it's safe to say, has the biggest lore out of every other, like, film, book out there.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair to say.
When it comes to Jedi, Sith, the Force.
If you don't count Marvel, because like that goes back all the way to the goddamn 60s.
Yeah, but I'm, like, when you talk about the lore of Star Wars, like, there's so much.
Yeah,
like, the
there's a
history
lot.
of the Jedi, the history of the Sith, the history of the Force, the history of the Empire. Even the characters alone, like, it's just like even one specific character can be like an entire. It's like Star Wars is. So to you, what is Star Wars?
Well, to me, Star Wars means a lot because it was one of the first movies I was introduced to as a kid. My dad was a huge Star Wars fan, so like more than a few times every year, like my brother and I would sit down and watch the original trilogy. We would actually like build basement forts and watch 4, 5, and 6.
I remember me and my friends would go to a park and reenact movies like
like I remember
Vader, and we just like grab sticks from the ground. And we just like lightsaber. We try to find the biggest stick and be like, and then we reenact Spaceballs. My Schwartz is bigger than yours.
Yeah.
One stick was smaller than the other. So.
Yeah. Like when we were in elementary school, we had to reenact like a scene from a film, and my friends and I chose Star Wars Episode 6 when Luke confronts Vader.
I know where this is going.
And so, like in the classroom, we actually had lightsabers, and so like we actually had a lightsaber battle in the middle of the classroom. It was kind of epic. And my friend, it was me, my friend Ryan, and my other friend Sean.
Yeah.
Sean was Emperor Palpatine.
Okay.
Also known as Darth Sidious. Ryan was Vader, and I was Luke.
Nice. Did you have like the "let the hate flow through you"?
Yeah.
Do you have the accent sort of thing?
Yeah. It was fun. It was so worth it. I'm glad we did it.
How was your Luke Skywalker? Was it every bit as joyful as I can imagine it to be?
The most joyful, yes. I mean, like, there's nothing more cringy than like,
I think
like, kid acting at some points.
Now, if you watched the prequels first and you reenacted the Revenge of the Sith scene with Obi-Wan and Anakin, you underestimate my power.
Don't try it. It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground.
I quadrupled my flip power. But yeah, like Star Wars is something else. Like it's insane. Like I know people don't like. People like when they look at Star Wars, they always think Vader. Right off the bat, they think Vader.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
You mentioned Star Wars, Vader's the guy. Lightsaber's another one, and then the Force.
Yeah.
So those three things right there: Vader, lightsabers, Force. When it comes to names, they have some of the craziest, weirdest names ever. Jar Jar Binks, Jabba the Hutt, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And you just got Luke.
Well, Luke Skywalker. Yeah.
Luke, yeah, but Luke, out of all the names in the universe, just Luke.
Well, I mean, I would not be surprised if they chose that because of its tied to religion, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like, we could have gone use a biblical name.
I mean, Luke is a biblical name.
Never mind. Oh, goddamn. Like this, like, and then like when it comes to like aliens and stuff, like they have some of the craziest like alien species ever.
Oh yeah. Like
even droids alone, like, I guess it's not just humans, like humans and aliens together, like they're just walking among us, like.
Well, yeah, it's normal.
Yeah, no, that's what makes it cool. And then when you have like where the Jedi temple where they live is like Blade Runner style, like the city of theirs.
I guess.
You have like cars in the sky, just sort of thing. I gotta watch Blade Runner.
Yeah, you do.
But no, like when you think of like Smuggler, that's what I'm thinking of, like a Han Solo type.
Oh yeah.
That's like
So most honestly, yeah, that'd be more Blade.
Not
That'd be closer to Blade Runner. Same with
I'm not saying because
Coruscant. It would be like
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Coruscant is
The
definitely
Jedi-
kind
the
of
Jedi
like
Soul,
Blade
yeah.
Runner-esque because you have the flying cars, and you have the tall towers.
Yeah. And then I'm not saying because of Harrison Ford, who is also in Blade Runner, but I'm just saying like it's sort of connected. Like it's just it's when it comes to like Star Wars for me, when it comes to the lore,
Mhm.
Jedi Sith and all that, like it's just it's something I can't get. It's something that like I can't get tired of because it's just so fascinating.
Yeah.
When it comes to Rise of the Empire, the depressing story of Darth Vader. Have you read his like books?
Yeah.
He has a depressing life.
Oh yeah.
Very depressing life. There was one scene where I think it was on Cloud City, and he saw C-3PO's head. Vader got
Yeah.
memories of his mother and stuff. Like
Mhm.
it made like Anakin sort of like reawoken him in that moment. I like how people refer to Anakin and or Vader as like a separate person, which really makes it fascinating for me.
Yeah.
It's like and you can also see when Anakin sort of died and Vader killed him in a way. It's
Oh
when-
yeah. You can see that in episode
3.
You can even say it in 2.
I don't think. Well, during when he attacks the sand people.
Yeah. You can even say that.
Yeah, I guess you could. Okay.
But like the answer would be episode 3. Like easily.
Episode 3 is like that's his reincarnation sort of thing. That's his carnation to become Vader.
Yeah, so it'd be his downfall. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the moment he becomes Vader is literally. I think it's when.
He kills the younglings.
Yeah, pretty much. Or when he he starts burning. Like remember he caught something.
Oh right, yeah.
Or the first scene where he puts on the mask. That's basically.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
When I was a kid and I saw that scene where Vader's mask goes on, I was like, oh, fuck, yes.
Then he had to say no.
Oh yeah, but like the first breath.
Oh yeah, that was great. Just the, like,
I was like,
honestly, it should have cut to black there.
no, I'd just say it could have cut to Padme. Just take the no out,
Yeah.
Like, and then when it cuts to the no, I'm like, huh. I was a
Yeah.
kid, so I didn't buy it at the time. I was like, I felt like that could have been done better, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, but now growing up, it's just straight up ridiculous.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that, like when I was a kid, I enjoyed like from the Star Wars prequels that I look back at. I'm like, why the hell did I like that?
Like when I was a kid, I liked Jar Jar Binks.
So did I.
I didn't mind him.
Nah, neither did I. Like I actually used to do like impressions of Jar Jar Binks
Me
with
too.
my family. It wasn't until
He said Jar Jar Binks.
yeah, it wasn't until around I started disliking the prequels around when episode 2 came out. A little after when episode 2 came out, and that's when like.
See, for me, then I'm just gonna talk about Jar Jar for a second. Like when I liked him as a kid, and then when I realized that he was one of the most hated characters in Star Wars, I was like, wow, he's hilarious. And then I started to clue in, like, okay, yeah.
Also, he's kind of racist.
Jar Jar?
Yeah.
I missed that. I missed that part.
Well, I mean, like a lot of people comment on like how racist of a character, the concept of his character is racist.
Oh, okay.
Like not him, but like the concept of his character is kind of racist. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a comment on like African American culture. I could be wrong.
No, I never saw it that way, but okay.
Like apparently from fans, I think it's something like that. But
Well,
yeah, it's supposed to be
fans.
racist.
Yeah, we'll talk about fans in a sec. But no, I'll tell you what. I did not watch Phantom Menace first. Actually, when I was a kid, I caught a glimpse of the final battle in Attack of the Clones when Obi-Wan versus Count Dooku. I thought it was the coolest shit ever.
So was that your first? Was Attack of the Clones your first Star Wars movie?
In a way, like the final scene of Attack of the Clones was my first real look at Star Wars.
Okay.
So when I saw like Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Yoda fight Dooku, I was like, this is the coolest shit ever.
Yeah.
And then when I watched, I was like, I need to see this whole movie. And then I finally watched the whole movie. Oh my god. What the fuck?
Yeah. For those who have not seen, For those who have seen Star Wars, you know what we're talking about. For those who have not seen Star Wars,
I don't like sand.
episode
Yes, sir.
yeah, I was about to say that. Like episode 2 is known for having the cringiest dialogue
You cannot.
in the whole saga,
In the
and
whole
maybe
goddamn saga.
maybe some of the cringiest dialogue in all of movie
Okay.
history.
Besides the room.
Yeah.
Don't even try to defend it.
No,
You
I
know-
was not going to defend
Okay.
it. I'm just saying like I don't know if it's tied with it or not.
I think Attack Home's a bit worse.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
But yeah, get a bunch of friends and just laugh at the dialogue. Like, there's a reason why
Yes.
prequel memes exist.
Yeah.
It's because part of it is because of that movie.
Yeah, sorry, my lady.
God, that just that creepy.
This like.
It looks like he's gonna rape her.
I know, just that look. Like, what's he trying to do?
Sorry, my lady. It's different.
What do
He's
you
different
think?
than bedroom
I
eyes.
was like 7 or 8 when I watched it. I was like, why is he doing that look? Like, I even included him as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is he doing?
Or the I truly,
Deeply
deeply love you. Before we die, I want you to know.
Oh god.
Okay, George Lucas does not know how to write relationships at all,
Yeah.
because
I don't like
there was
sand.
not there was yeah
I don't
not
like sand.
yeah
It gets everywhere, but not you.
schools and often irritating. It gets everywhere, which is technically a sexual innuendo.
In a way, yeah. And then she's wearing like a black dress and.
Oh my God, she is so trying to seduce. Like
And
she's like no, we can't get together while wearing the most revealing like
sexy ass dress.
she's literally in a BDSM outfit
Pretty much. And
in
then
that scene.
it's like I'm haunted by the kiss that
You've
never.
never given me.
Yeah.
That was Anakin who said that.
Yeah. And then Padme's like, I can't. I won't.
But I will. But I will. I can't.
But I like this. But I want you to. But I'm trying to fight it. That's why I'm wearing this dress.
Yeah. Oh.
Just
And then.
their relationship is actually hilarious.
Huh?
Their relationship's still hilarious.
Oh my God, it's
still- but
fantastic from that point of view.
It's
Yes.
still better love stories than Twilight. Don't you dare.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they are both equally shit.
Yes. Well, one is better than the
Equally
other.
shit.
They're both equal as shit, but one is better than the other. Just a little. Just a tiny bit.
You know what? Just because it's Star Wars, I'll give it that
Yeah.
point.
Like when and when it came to acting, this was Hayden Christensen's worst. Was that movie?
Oh, easily.
And then when Revenge of the Sith happened, it was improved 1,000 times better, or at least 100 times better. Not infinity, but just enough. Where I can
Yeah,
it's better.
enough. It's because he finally started acting like the Anakin we heard about from the original trilogy. The one who, like, he's finally started acting like the wise. I mean, he still had his anger, but his anger was some of his anger was reasonable. Like, how can you be on the council and not be a master? That's a good question.
Like,
How?
Like in that movie, you can see his anger start to grow,
Yeah.
especially like when he kills Dooku and everything. Like,
Yeah.
You have hate, you have anger, but you won't use them, and then he starts using his
Yeah.
anger against Dooku. That was actually I like the choreography of the fight scene.
Oh, that was good. Yeah, that was a
Like,
good
the-
choreography.
Everyone says it's like a dance move. Yeah, it's a bit of a dance move, but in a way,
Well, yeah.
it's kind of like a Jedi religion-ish fighting dance sort of thing, dancing fighting move sort of thing.
Well, yeah, but
Like,
if
I
you-
feel like
yeah.
Jedi shouldn't have the regular they should have a certain sort of set move. Like it might be a dance to some people, but when you look at like
Well, fighting is a dance. I mean, it's fencing.
yeah, when you look at
Fencing's a dance.
fencing,
Yeah.
samurai wars, like they all have these techniques, right? And then Jedi's just straight up like this. Make them Jedi more unique than anything like that's not compared to like ninjas or shit like.
Well, it was because it's what they're based off of too.
Oh, obviously, but you know what I mean. Like when it comes to their fighting style, don't
Mhm.
just base it off of like ancient samurai ninja warrior sort of thing. Make it feel like
Its own thing?
A dance, yeah. If you
Yeah.
have to, like, look at the final fight scene between Anakin and Obi-Wan.
There are some ridiculous moments
There
in
are-
that fight scene,
there are,
like
but-
the whole for like 10 seconds.
I thought that was cool, to be honest. As a kid, I thought like, whoa.
Like it's cool. It's cool to look. It's cool to look at.
It's
But,
cool to look at,
but
but
in the concept of a fight, like you could like Anakin or Obi-Wan could have just went zink and they would have won.
Yeah, it's like yeah.
Like like from a fight standpoint, it's stupid.
Yes, it is. It's. But like.
But the emotion in that fight scene is top notch.
Oh, definitely, 100%. It's actually my favorite fight scene. I love the fight scene.
It's a good fight scene.
It's mostly because of the music.
Yes.
I love the music that goes with that fight scene. It's emotional.
yeah.
It's
one of
Dramatic.
one of the saving graces of the.
That movie.
I was gonna say
One of the
I was
many
gonna say the prequel trilogy is like
The Battle of the Hope soundtrack.
that
That's
soundtrack.
Ewan McGregor and Anakin's final moments, like, "You are the chosen one."
You're my brother, Anakin.
That line's actually it's actually a very emotional moment.
It is.
Sadly,
It
it's
is
the only truly emotional moment between them.
false. Second,
What's the first?
though, there are two emotional moments, truly emotional moments between them. One of them is like at the end when they're fighting, and the other one is right when he's saying goodbye.
Okay,
Because
that-
we're supposed to believe that they're friends, and the only time that we see them as true friends is when they're saying goodbye to each other for the last time.
But that's only two, which is stupid.
I know they're both in the same movie,
And the
and it's at the end of the trilogy.
And then the second one, like, "You're the closest thing I have to a father, Master Obi-Wan." It's Obi-Wan.
He's always
He's jealous.
He's holding me back. I hate him.
I hate him. It's like a huge switch suddenly, like from quoting him to hating him. Like,
Yeah, see, this is why.
like, was that
everyone-
supposed to build the tension for Revenge of the Sith or the
Yeah.
movies? Like,
Yeah, like
it didn't work. It didn't work.
yeah, like everyone talks about how the like for instance how the Last Jedi ruined Luke as like a character.
Okay.
But but here's the thing though, like they did it in a way that's still kind of believable. Like he left because he screwed up. Like
That
he,
I
like
get.
he like
That I get, yeah.
Like he left because he screwed up. Like he screwed up. He couldn't like your best friends. Like your best friends, Han and Leia. And you take their son, train him, fail to train him, then try to kill him. You think you'd be able to look Han and Leia in the eye? No, you'd leave.
But here's the thing, they did screw Luke up in the Last Jedi.
He should have. He should have been more. I would definitely want to make changes to like what he was doing.
I would have had him reveal to Rey that Darth Vader was his father, and in the end of in his dying breath, he turned back to the light, sort of thing. Like, tell the story of your final moments with him and how like it changed Luke in a way.
Yeah.
Like what made him, and then one thing I hate is that he is the son of Vader, and he tries so hard in Return of the Jedi to bring him back to the light.
Yeah.
He's trying to bring Darth Vader, the most evilest son of a bitch besides the Emperor in the galaxy, back to the light.
Yeah.
And you couldn't do that with Kylo Ren, the whiniest little bitch in the galaxy.
Second. Okay, maybe the one is at that point.
At that
But
point.
second.
Like, like, I get why he wouldn't want to get Leia to go near him, because after Han, I get that, but you should at least try, instead of giving up on, like, see you around, kid.
Well, I mean, it's one thing it's one thing when you're failing, but when you almost kill the son, yeah, you're not gonna be able to look them in the eye. You're gonna be like, I need to change.
Well, when you
And
try
that's
to,
what he did. He went to change.
see, if, when you try to kill Kylo Ren, I felt like they needed to go deeper into that story of why he tried to kill him, not just because he was getting dark. Like, we need to get a good reason. You're gonna kill because he's going to the dark side. That's it. Come on, give me a better reason.
Well, I think it's because he saw what he saw what he was, what he saw in his father, and he saw what he was seeing in himself, like in episode 5 and 6.
If only they would dive deeper into that, though.
I agree.
Like when it came
They
to
could have cut out the Canto Bite scene
You know
and
what?
done it into there.
You know, I would have had a big ass plot twist. Not plot twist. During the flashbacks, when Rey's beginning to rip the rocks to let her friends out,
Yeah.
we go to a flashback of Luke training Kylo, sort of thing.
Ooh.
Why? Do you know what I'm about to say?
No, well, I'm saying but like a parallel. That's kind of cool.
But it's a story behind it, because Rey's lifting the rocks and showing that how powerful she is with the Force. I'm making Rey Luke's daughter for this, so bear with me.
Okay,
This is my theory. This is my fan version.
all right. Head canon for a second. Just bear with us. Okay, so in this version, not that's true. In this
In
version,
this version,
Rey is
as Skywalker.
okay.
The mother is Mary Jade.
Yes.
So Mary Jade canon in my version. we go back and we see a baby. We don't know. We assume we don't know what baby is, but we in our minds we're like, is that Rey? And then we see that, let's say Kylo Ren turns against the Jedi. Like this is like he goes on a rampage against the Jedi. Luke tries to stop him. Snoke appears, like the First Order appears, sort of thing. Or the Knights of Ren appear. Let's go with that. And then they send Mary Jade off, like they give her to a smuggler, and then take her to Jakku, sort of thing. But and while Rey's lifting the rocks, like as the story goes on, the rocks start to like raise up more, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So like back and forth. Then we see Luke attack Kylo, like they go head to head. Snoke interferes, pushes him away, sort of thing. Like he goes flying, and then so that's basically what happened. And then we see the ship take off with Rey inside, and then the rocks are lifted. So like Rey has lifted all the rocks, all our friends are out, and after we see the ship disappear, we get a close-up shot of Rey, and then we get a launch shot of Rey just standing there with the Force, like her hand out, holding the rocks, like she's the one, like she is Luke's daughter, and she is the next chosen one, sort of thing. And that's why she's so special, because she's Luke's daughter, like she's the granddaughter of Vader, sort of thing.
Okay.
And it would have made a better story if they'd at least give something. I feel like why she's so powerful, like why she can do the things that she can do. Like when Force Awakens, like she knew, like she felt something, like she was drawn to the lightsaber, right? Give more of an indication of why, like what makes her special.
Well, I think there is.
Is there?
I think so. Like this ties into who I think she is.
Obi-Wan's daughter.
Yes.
But how would that work? How would because she would be like, oh.
Well, maybe not so, but maybe not Obi-Wan's daughter.
Obi-Wan's granddaughter.
Yeah, something like that. Or because here's the thing, though. When she grabs the lightsaber for the first time, whose voice does she hear? Ewan McGregor's and Alec Guinness, who both played Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, you hear like a Rey.
And why is Obi-Wan calling out to Rey when it's Anakin's lightsaber?
Okay, yeah, that does make sense. See, I would have.
And also, it would draw a parallel and put it in reverse, because because whereas you had in the original trilogy and before where it was always a Kenobi teaching a Skywalker, now you can have a Skywalker teaching a Kenobi.
Oh, that would have been good. I like that.
And also the fact that with the casting decision too, because Daisy Ridley is a British actress, so is the guy who plays Finn.
Yeah.
Finn was not allowed to use his British accent for the film, but Daisy Ridley was.
That's fair.
Why is that? Because Obi-Wan Kenobi was British.
Do you remember how the Force Awakens trailers hinted at us that Finn was the Jedi? Because at the end he was holding the lightsaber against Kylo Ren. We were like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe.
Well,
he's the new Jedi.
I always felt that. Well, I felt that maybe he could have been one of the other. Like I felt like there might be 3 Force sensitive characters.
I knew Poe off the bat was not going to be a Jedi.
Well, I don't think he's gonna be a Jedi, but just because you're not a Jedi doesn't mean you're not Force sensitive.
I ship Kylo and Rey, by the way.
Kylo and Rey.
Yeah, I ship Reylo.
Of course.
Oh, come on. That shirtless scene made it all worth it.
Okay, that was hilarious. Please put a shirt on.
You know,
but like.
I mean, think about it. Anakin had a shirtless scene in the prequels. Luke had a shirtless scene in Empire Strikes Back when he's in the tank. So now we gotta get Adam Driver. It should have been one of the rebels, but whatever. Shirtless people. Okay. Anyways, so remember when Luke was talking about the Jedi text or whatever?
The secret Jedi text.
What were those for? Like, what was in those?
It was the writings and teachings of the original Jedi Temple. So like, they were the first. It was from the first Jedi Temple.
See, I would have had it where there were certain ways of the Force that were forbidden to use. They were forgotten, and they were in those texts. And one of them contained a cure to cure someone from the dark side, but it was an impossible task, and Luke could never master it. But upon reading all these stuff, he stumbled upon like a Force spirit. That's how he was able to become a spirit at the end, sort of thing, like a ghost at the end, because he read up upon it, like forbidden spells.
Well, you could have something to tie into that,
like
because
and the reason it was forbidden because it kills you. That's
Yeah.
why Luke died in the end. That would make more indication.
Okay.
Like, oh.
You could have the Force Ghost thing. Says you could have someone you could have had someone teaching about the Force Ghost, because that is actually one of the teachings, becoming a Force Ghost. It was the first person to actually do it. The first person to learn about it was actually Qui-Gon, and he
Not like the dead ghost. I'm talking about like what Luke was at the end of the film, like the final fight.
Oh, the final fight. Oh, okay,
Spirit. Let's go with the spirit.
that.
Let's go with the, what do you call that?
Hologram, like
Let's go with
holograms,
hologram.
Force hologram.
Yeah. So the Jedi text contained forbidden Jedi Force power
Yeah,
and that was forbidden because it's.
it was the first time we've seen that done.
Yeah, and that's one thing I like about the ending. It shows how powerful Luke is.
Well, exactly. Either way, even if he wasn't there, it shows still how powerful he is, because he's the only guy in Star Wars canon that we know of so far to do that.
Like I'm.
Yoda couldn't even do that.
Yeah. Or maybe he could. We don't know.
No, he
I know
couldn't.
he could. Yeah.
He couldn't.
But I like that moment because it just really does show how powerful Luke is. But I hate that he doesn't try to bring him back. Like I get like you have to hope at least try for Leia. That's what I wouldn't have done. Like do it for Leia.
But here's the thing, though. I think the original plan was to kill off Luke.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the
Which
no. I think it was to kill off Luke, because then you can have one die in each movie. Because they killed off Han. I'm pretty sure that's probably the reason why Harrison Ford signed up, so he can die.
I think Harrison Ford wanted to die in that movie.
Yeah, I think I do too. But it also is. But there's a theme going on in this trilogy, and it's said in a line in The Last Jedi is it was said by Kylo Ren. It was something that along the lines of about the past and burying it, killing it off. Yeah, let the past die, but kill it if you have to.
Yeah.
I think there's a reason. I think there's a reason why that line was said, is because I think that's what they plan on doing. I think they got themselves into a pickle, because
they.
Well, I think they got themselves into a pickle. However, it's easy to rectify, because Carrie Fisher's untimely passing.
Apparently, she's in the next one.
Yeah, but I don't think as much. I think Luke is going to return as a Force Ghost. I think they're going to write that in.
People like to rant like that. Luke died. Why would you kill him off? Force Ghost.
Yeah, Force Ghost.
He'll still be there.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going to do. That's what I would do. I think their plan was to kill off one.
Yeah, probably.
In each of the movies.
I think if
but because of Carrie Fisher's untimely death, they might have to bring Luke back as they'll have to bring back Luke as the Force Ghost, because I think what I'm thinking is, and if you've been paying attention, they've been playing a lot with the fact that, I mean it's even said in Force Awakens how Kylo Ren is seduced by the light side.
Yeah.
And the thing that is holding him back from fully turning bad is Leia. Well, also technically Han, because he didn't want to kill Han. He had to kill Han.
Yeah.
He didn't want to kill him. And we kind of figure out in The Last Jedi that he never hated Han. He hated Luke.
Yeah,
but yes, Leia, because he hesitated killing Leia, and even started to cry a bit. He even teared up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm thinking is, they are gonna have Kylo Ren turn to the light side, and it will be out of anger from the First Order killing Leia,
maybe,
and he will lash out and turn to the light side.
Did I tell you my version of how it should have ended?
For Last Jedi?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ray becomes a Sith.
Okay, yeah.
She turns against Luke, basically stabbing him, creating like a oh my god moment in the theater for people. But Luke's still alive. Does the spirit thing against Kylo, but that's the reason he died, because of the stab. So he was still doing the spirit thing, but he was still wounded. So that creates more of an impact of why he died. Rey is now a Sith, so she's with Kylo and everything. Like she and Kylo Ren are now like the new supreme leaders or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Which means like the last Jedi. There are no more Jedis.
Yeah.
And Luke died with that title because he was still a Jedi longer than Rey.
Yeah.
So that was like, there's no more Jedi. There's just two Sith now.
Yeah.
And the next one would create like a holy what's gonna happen now sort of thing. How are they gonna go up against two Sith? Luke's gone. There's no more Jedi. It's just the Resistance. So what's gonna happen? Like how would they fight that sort of thing? So it would create like a holy shit. What's gonna happen sort of thing.
Okay.
I have no idea how they would fight it, but
Exactly. You really don't know how they would fight.
just put a starship Lightspeed and ram into them.
Here's the note. That was a cool thing.
It was a cool scene.
I love that scene. Like everyone talks about. Oh, that's like
It
that's
breaks Lightspeed.
that scene was sick because like it was like a last moment. I do agree, however, that she should have told everyone the secret.
Okay, I did not like how she did not. Why would you not tell people that? Like, why would you have?
Like what they should have done was like maybe have her plan not work out and be like, shit, okay, last resort, everyone off.
I felt like the whole.
And then she does it.
The whole thing with they're chasing the ship because it's running out of fuel, so they wait until like they're in range. Like I thought that could have been done way better.
Yeah.
Way better. Benedict Del Toro's character. I expected that from the moment he showed up.
It is Benicio del Toro, yeah. It's kind of expected with his character.
The whole cantina scene, the whole casino scene.
Oh, the Canto Bite?
That scene.
That whole scene felt like prequel shit to me.
I didn't think of Star Wars. I thought of Star Trek. I thought of Star Trek when the can scene for some reason. For some reason, it didn't work for me.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was.
And also, like, I've taught myself saying this out loud in a theater before, but it was the first time I taught myself saying it in a theater. That whole like, the whole sequence of them like running through the fields on like those
those horse things.
Horse things. I think they're called Cantobites. But like, I was looking. I'm like, this scene feels way too long.
Yeah, it was.
It felt way too long.
I didn't like how the ending had like the boy with the broom, like he's gonna be what, like the next force wielder sort of thing.
No, it's not. It's not saying that he's the next force wielder. It's saying that there's still. It's saying that the force isn't this like. It's like everyone has the force. Like this,
Well,
like that was the whole thing with the, like the original trilogy. It was like how like it's being like force sensitive and like there's multiple force sensitive people in the galaxy.
Yeah, there's
like it isn't just the Skywalker line.
No, like that's one of the things that Clone Wars explained. The Clone Wars TV show.
Yeah.
Like that, like everyone has like the force in them. Only few were chosen to actually possess it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's another good show, and I'm glad that's coming back.
Yep, for a final season.
That show is actually underrated.
Yeah, a lot. It's a fan favorite.
There's a certain episode where Ahsoka's being framed. She was framed for killing someone.
Yeah.
Anakin and the clones are chasing her down. That episode where they're chasing her, and Anakin's gone like, "Set your guns to sting, not kill." Like, the scene like foreshadows the Empire and Vader so much in that scene, which creates which is one of the greatest moments of the Clone Wars, because like they do like these foreshadowings, like it's like you can see the Empire in these clones sort of thing, and it really creates these
I'm pretty sure they are. I'm pretty sure they already did Order 66, which
Order 66 might be the final episode. I don't.
No, I think they already started it.
They're starting the new season. Yeah. I don't know how many episodes there are, but I think the Clone Wars, like, it's people like say it's a kid show. It is a kid show, but it does have like good moments.
Yeah. Oh no! I think they didn't. No, sorry. Order 66 didn't start. They found out about the chips. The chips in her head.
A few of the clones did.
Yes, and so they got them removed.
Rex found out.
Rex found out. So like.
He got his removed. Yeah.
So I think that what they're going to be. I think what they're going to be doing for the final season is setting up Order 66.
Oh, most likely.
Yeah.
They're gonna set Vader. They're gonna set Vader up.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna create maybe a bit of tension between Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Maybe they're probably going to like start to see like.
But throughout the Clone Wars, you can see.
Actually, no wait, because the Clone Wars is supposed to be right before.
Clone Wars
episode
is
3.
Clone Wars is between episode 2 and 3.
Yeah, so maybe they
right
won't,
before.
Maybe at like the final episodes are going to be about like.
Unless they can somehow actually make the Clone Wars episode 3, like if
maybe
they can somehow get a perspective, not like Anakin and Obi-Wan's perspective,
Yeah.
like when they're on the ship, like get the clone's perspective.
Yeah.
Get Ahsoka's perspective if she's
Yeah,
back in the series now.
yeah, like that's weird because she left at like the final episode.
Yeah,
Like,
she's
final
back. She's
episode,
back.
she's
I don't
back.
know why though. I don't know what her
Goal's gonna be, yeah.
And then throughout that show,
Maybe he's a great Jedi.
she is in Rebels.
I know, yeah. So maybe this is her.
I'm so glad that
Maybe this is her beginning into becoming like maybe she starts to study the other sides of the Force and becomes a great Jedi.
Maybe.
Goes on tight.
Thank you. Speaking of shows, The Mandalorian.
I can't wait for that.
That's gonna be good. I have to believe it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
Because you got fucking.
Yeah, Dave Filoni, the guy he's the showrunner for the
He's
Star
the
Wars
producer.
Clone Wars TV series.
You got Bryce Dallas Howard, who I don't know.
I've never seen her direct, so I'm
I don't.
cautiously optimistic
But she's
because
also the daughter of
she's
Ron
also
Howard,
yeah,
so
Ron Howard,
she
yeah.
might be good.
And then you have Taika Waititi, who has done Thor Ragnarok, and
So mostly he'll have comedy episodes.
he also did he'll do. Well, I've never seen him do drama, but he might do. He's gonna probably do a bit of drama, but
I don't know.
from a comedy's perspective, he's gonna nail it.
He can do serious moments, like there were serious moments in Ragnarok. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then you got the producer.
Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau, yeah.
Favreau, who has done Iron Man 1, he's done Iron Man 2.
He was in Couples Retreat.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, he was also if everyone who's seen the movie Rudy, he was Rudy's best friend.
And he's also Happy. He was the
Happy Hogan, yes, he's Happy Hogan.
Yeah, he's the butler of Iron Stone Turn.
Not the butler.
The
He's I'd say more of he's a helper
helper
or
friend.
like
he's something.
he's an assistant.
Assistant manager or something.
He's he's an assistant because
Yeah. So.
Jarvis is the butler technically.
Yeah. Yeah. Sort of thing. Yeah. So that's what I'm excited for. I think it'll be good. Clone Wars come back, which I'm excited for. And then you got the final you got episode 9 coming out, which should be.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
I hope it's good. I really do. And
It's J.J. Abrams directing it again, so.
I like The Force Awakens, so I think I'll like this. People say this Last Jedi did not set up things. Well, they're kind of true about that, because The Last Jedi didn't exactly set up a next episode sort of thing. It felt like a season finale, if anything.
No, well, here's the thing, though. But they allowed for stuff to. It wasn't so much. I wouldn't say a season finale. It's more like playing with your. It was more mind tricks.
Play with your brain, yeah.
It was playing with your brain mind tricks because
the Rebels are at the lowest point right now.
Yeah, the Rebels are their lowest point because they pretty much lost everything.
Yeah.
But there's still hope. As seen in the ending, there's still hope.
Snoke's dead, which
Snoke's dead.
That bugged me.
It did, but at the same time, his death is one of the the way it was done was one of the best parts of the movie.
I was like, oh, okay.
I just love the setup of just seeing Kylo's hand switching.
Describes the whole thing.
And it was just just that moment was so cool seeing that because you get into the mind of Kylo and realize that he isn't just a lackey. He's maniacal and everything, and that's what you kind of want. This is what Anakin should have been in the goddamn prequels.
See, that would have been better if Kylo Ren never showed so much anger, and I always felt like he was more loyal to Snoke than anything. And then the setup would have been so much better because there was no tension between them. It was like, whoa, what just happened? It's like then he just says on why he killed him.
Yeah.
It turns out that
it's because I think it had a lot to do with Rey.
Yeah.
I think he cares for Rey. He sees he has a connection with Rey and he wants that not
cousins.
Yeah, more like a. He wants to teach her. He wants to show her the way, and he believes that they could rule the galaxy kind of together. And it's more of that mentality and how they can start a new.
That's why I would have made Rey a Sith.
Yeah.
And that final battle, instead of her lightsaber being blue, would be red.
Yeah.
And then we still have that fight scene. So there's a lot wrong with that movie. There's also good things about that movie. Not many, but enough. I like the Spirit Luke at the final.
That's good. That's a good one.
I didn't like Luke's character though. I thought they did him dirty.
I would have done him a bit differently. I would have had it reveal that.
I would have had Rey's training be a lot more productive. A lot more. The
Okay.
the cave, the dark side cave, whatever it was nothing.
See, I'm glad you brought that up because I would have done that differently.
Yeah, so would I.
I would have, like, I do like the whole Kylo and, like, that whole thing playing with her mind, like, cause I think that has more to do with, it shows what you think, it shows what you think is real, kind of thing, because in her mind she believed that her parents were nothing.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what it showed. I don't think her parents were,
That don't
I think her parents were somebody. I think that was just Kylo messing with her to get her on his side, but this is what I would have done. I would have had it where, because if you look at the prequels, you realize that it was the Jedi's fault why the Jedi fell and why the Empire rose.
The Sith
and
were
then-
hiding in politics, which
Well, they were hiding in plain sight, and the fact that the Jedi's whole policies screwed them over. Also, if you look at the original trilogy, and how, because in the prequels it talks about how love is forbidden and stuff like that, and passion's forbidden, and then you look at the original trilogy, Luke, Leia, and Han, they win because of love. They win because of passion.
the Jedi don't see that though.
Exactly,
So-
and that's a fault of theirs.
Because,
that's a
well,
fault of a huge fault of theirs.
It's because look at Anakin. That almost is a perfect example because
Mhm.
of how love can blind you, can consume you in a way, like make you do things that for someone else that you don't want to do but have to. It's like somebody else.
Yeah, but so can, as seen with Palpatine, so can orders can blind you because you're just thinking that these guys are the higher power. You listen to them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of darkness in the Jedi as well, as seen in the original trilogy with Obi-Wan. Like Obi-Wan with Anakin, and Obi-Wan with Luke. How he was telling him how and even Yoda and telling Luke that when you see Vader next, you have to kill him.
Yeah.
However,
Because
if Luke followed that, he would have felt the dark side.
yeah, but it's because in a way they want to rewrite their actions. They want to correct because they think it's the only way because after everything that's happened.
Yes, but
yeah, like
but what they don't realize, and this is again their fault, is the fact that they're seeing it as black and white, and that's the fault of the Jedi. Whereas Luke was starting to see it as gray. There's a grayness to it. How there's still light in someone who felt the dark side. There's a grayness to that, and how you can still redeem yourself. And that was again why Luke succeeded, is because he decided to go his own way, his own route. Because if he listened to Obi-Wan, he would have fallen into the Emperor's trap, because that's what the Emperor wanted. He wanted Luke to kill Vader, because once Luke killed Vader, his journey to the dark side would have been complete.
Yeah. It's like a circle almost.
Yes, it's a vicious circle.
So and then Last Jedi, he didn't give a fuck.
Well, again, because he...
No, I'm talking about the Kylo Ren fight.
Oh, the Kylo Ren fight.
See you around, kid.
See you around, kid. Yeah. You know what? I'm fine with that, because that's just Mark Hamill being... there are moments where Mark Hamill is just Mark Hamill, and I love Mark Hamill.
Was pissed off what they did to Luke.
I know. This is what I would have done. I would have done something along the lines of where Luke realized the faults of the past teachings, and realizes that there needs to be a new way to teach these guys.
If only,
after even his own failure, because as Yoda said, in Last Jedi, the best teacher is failure. And so what he does is he goes to the island, and so that pit, the dark side pit that we see was created by him, because he studied the dark side, and he starts the Great Jedi.
but we never got that.
We never got that.
Which would have
That's
been
what
brilliant though.
Yeah.
But no, what I would have had if they had it where Luke never ever wanted to turn Kylo Ren back to the dark side. They had to have a better reason. If it was because he killed Mary, like going back to my version, if it was because he killed Mary Jade, cold-blooded, they didn't give a fuck. After they gave him home, taught him the ways, showed him kindness, love, and everything, like taught him the good, the light, and then just straight up kills her. Yeah, I would have been like, fuck you too.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would have.
Because yeah, like, have you come to save me? No. I would be like, no, because Mary Jade, like after what he did. So like, yeah, no point. It would have been just better other than like, oh, he's dark. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave him there. Like
Yeah.
just that movie, it was. I don't hate it as much as fans make it out to be, but like it does have flaws.
Yeah.
Believe.
Well, yeah,
like
yeah.
I'll tell you the flaws right now. Oh, actually, I'll tell you some of the good parts. Spirit Luke.
Yeah.
I had a problem with that. You talked about this. The little details of that battle where you could see the footprints.
Yes, I love that. Just the little details. Like,
yeah, that's
brilliant.
I like that too. Now I've noticed that. I don't
You
know
sound
what
like you're
else.
struggling there.
I'm struggling. I don't know. Is that it?
Just the two or three things.
I would say Poe because I love Poe.
Everyone loves Poe. He's the
I
best.
better love Poe. I don't know. I'm gonna get the bat out of the way.
There are a lot of the throne room scene, the fight with you don't like that?
I've started watching the correct. There was parts where the guards were a bit. Why would that guard?
There was one. Okay, I saw. Okay, that one guard. Yes.
Why would
Everyone else was fine.
Everyone else was fine, but like, okay, yes. Besides that part, the fight scene was fine. That's 4 things. Okay.
Also, and okay, this is just me.
The twist where Kylo Ren killed Snoke.
I like that.
I don't mind that.
I like that just because I just like that, like just the way he does it and the maniacal way, because you can tell this isn't just like reactionary. This is like he's thought about it.
I would say Finn, but Finn kind of wasn't important in this movie.
No, he wasn't. And then
I'm getting there. I don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about. Okay, so that's 5 things for good. Now for the bad.
Rose.
I was saving her for last, but yes, Rose. I don't like Rose.
I don't like her either. Here's the thing. I didn't mind her when she was introduced.
No,
it was
she was introduced. She was fine. I didn't mind her. She
it
tasted
was
her
that
first things.
one scene that made me did not like her character.
I didn't mind her when she tasted. I was like, no, she's a hard ass.
I know. I like that. I like that too. I laughed.
I
that
like
was a good scene. Because
see,
she's
when-
like, "Fuck
when-
you." No, I'm not
When
taking
Finn is going against that like laser cannon door.
the laser cannon. Yeah,
Like I was like, oh, okay, go Finn. I was like, do it.
go
wait,
Finn.
I was
Let's do the sacrifice.
I was like, wait, Rose.
Then
Rose had that face. Wait, Rose had. Wait, why haven't they shown Rose? The last time we saw her, she had like a. You can't do this face. Where's her? Oh my God!
And then she close up of.
Almost killing him in the process.
Yeah, which is what, and she's like, fight for the ones you live for. Like,
yeah. No, it's like,
fight.
Fighting is about killing what we hate, saving what we love. What does that mean?
No. It isn't just like that's
What is
fine,
that
whatever.
supposed to
But the
mean?
fact that you were like save, save or like fight for what we love or something like that.
Fight for kill, fight, not fight what we hate, save what we love.
Save
That's
what we
what
love, but she almost killed what she loved, which was Finn.
I would be like, bitch, you almost killed me.
Yeah.
Like, what is that supposed to be? We can't fight what we hate, save what we love. Like, we gotta kill these guys. You're gonna kill everybody.
He was fighting what he hated, you idiot.
He was fighting what we hated to save the people he loved.
Yes.
What the fuck are you talking about, woman? But I would not go out of my way to go online and bash her and say racist comments.
Yeah, see, this is going to be the part where you might hate us, because we're going to be talking a lot of shit on the fandom here.
And most people have.
Yeah, it's true. The Star Wars fandom
Is cancer, toxic, disgusting.
probably the most toxic.
There is. Rick and
Fan
Morty
base.
isn't even that bad. Rick and
No,
Morty's
it's not.
fan base
And
isn't that
the only thing about the toxicity is that people just find it annoying. But like even the Rick and Morty fan base don't go online and spread like death threats and
that's
hates.
because it's a cartoon. Like if it was
No,
if it was live action.
No, I know,
probably-
but even then they don't go spread online. Like
Oh,
they
they-
don't spread death threats and shit like
I
that.
bet they have.
Well,
At
maybe
least-
I haven't,
if
but
you have
I
a
haven't
toxic
seen
fan
it.
base, you at least
But-
get one death threat.
But here's the thing, though. It doesn't get to the point where those death threats make news.
Yeah,
Like-
there's some there's a list of how bad this fucking fan base is. It
It
makes
don't-
me ashamed to like Star Wars.
And it wasn't just recent. This has gone back.
This has gone on.
Like
since
this has gone
the
back
prequels.
since
Since
yeah,
before-
since
during the prequels.
early since 1999.
Like Jake Lloyd,
Jake Lloyd.
he was bullied. He's a kid, and he got bullied, and he quit acting because of it. His life was a living hell.
Yeah.
At at his school, away from school, like it was a hell.
Yeah.
Christian Hayden was bullied.
Hayden Christensen.
Hayden Christensen was like harassed. He was bullied. Like he was, and then he quit blockbuster films, and now does like small roles. But
Yeah.
he does like small films that you don't even.
Yeah,
know.
and then you have
George
the-
Lucas.
I was gonna say him for last. Sorry, you go ahead.
Well, you said I was gonna say Rose for last, and you said it. So now shut up.
I was gonna say
George Lucas, he quit. He sold the goddamn industry.
he sold. Yeah, it's like the reason why he sold it to Disney. And like here's the thing, like people like the Star Wars fans are hating on Disney and Kathleen Kennedy.
They deserve.
He sold
these-
it.
If they don't,
He
that's,
sold it because the he sold it because he got tired of dealing with the fans.
yeah, like they constantly getting harassed because people say they like the prequels now. Fuck you.
No, they do. Like I mean, like they probably do because like they're like hey, they like it's. I want to say it's rose-colored glasses because it's like hey, it's nostalgic because they're hating on like when like they hate the new stuff, so they look at the old stuff as like, oh my god, it was so good back then.
But
It's
see,
like
people
no,
say-
it wasn't.
When people
It
say
was
the
worse back then.
Yeah, when people say the prequels were good, no, they weren't.
No, they were shit. They were
bad.
jack shit.
When you're
Yes,
saying-
they had like some good stuff, and by some, very little.
By
but,
some, Revenge of the Sith. That's one.
and
One.
and the ending for episode 1 because
That
the
final
Duel of
fight
the Fates
scene.
is
The final
amazing.
fight scene. I'll tell you what. The final fight scene in Phantom Menace made that whole
Yeah,
movie work.
and although we both agree on this, I like the pod race scene, you don't like the pod race scene, but we can both agree that the final fight scene
Everyone loves
is
that
good.
final fight scene.
Yes,
Have you
and
seen
Darth Maul. Darth Maul is
the Darth
fantastic.
Maul versus Obi-Wan fight scene? Is one of the best choreographed Jedi fight scenes I've seen.
Yes,
If you look
really
back
well
on
done.
it, like it's insane. And plus,
It's tension. It's high tension.
you got Ray Park, who's an actual parkour
Yeah,
person. So.
yeah, like he did tension very well in that scene.
Yeah, and then you got like it was so well done. Like all the fight scenes in the prequels were good, and people are complaining about the sequels that the choreography isn't that good. I really don't care at this point because I've seen
It's gone more visceral. It's gone back to the more visceral
Yeah,
battles
wait.
of the original trilogy.
Like you look at the first battle between Obi-Wan and Vader, like that's old men fighting right there.
Well, yeah, but like also, well, like again, but also like it's also visceral. It's more visceral and more.
One of the things I do like are the lightsaber effect in the Force Awakens, the final fight, like the way like you could see like how
Yeah,
cool
Kylo
the
Ren's
color-
saber. I love that
I like that.
effect. I love that fire effect. It's really well
It
done.
was so cool. I like that. Like and then he actually uses like the sides
Yeah.
to his advantage, which is good because, like, yeah.
And for people complaining about, oh, how could Rey beat
Yeah, that's a
beat
big one.
beat Kylo? For one, let's see. Compare the battle between Kylo and Rey and Kylo and Finn. Kylo wanted to kill Finn. He obliterated Finn in very little time, whereas he didn't want to kill Rey.
No,
He just wanted to hold her back and kind of like
because he knew the
and in a way neutralize her. I guess
'cause
he
he
wanted
went-
to talk to her.
he went-
And yeah.
he went to Snoke and said like she is strong with the Force and she does
Mhm.
not know it. So he felt like this is an
Yeah,
opportunity.
and he had an opportunity to like take her under his wing and mentor her, and so he's like, I can teach you. He wasn't trying to kill her. He was trying to talk to her, trying to reason with her, and Rey took advantage of that and kicked his ass.
Yeah. And plus they also said like Kylo Ren never completed his training sort of thing.
He never did.
No.
It was said by Snoke himself.
So in a way you can like there's two big advantages there as to why Kylo lost. One, mostly because of Rey, like the whole thing that you just said.
Yeah, and Rey also, and as we saw, Rey does have some fighting training with her staff.
Yeah, exactly. Like she knows combat.
Yeah.
She knows how to defend. I think it'd be cool if they customized her staff to actually make it like a Jedi weapon.
Yeah. However, I will say I also would have changed up something in that fight scene as well. That's where I would have revealed Luke.
I wouldn't have. I'm glad they didn't do that.
Well, I'm
If the setup was better, yes, maybe.
like I did like Ray casting the saber. Like I'm
fine with her
I'm
casting
not saying I hated what they did.
No.
I liked what they did. I really liked it.
It was a good execution.
But
yeah.
it was a good execution. However, I think that would have been also a good way to introduce Luke, where it's like right, like where
If they were both knocked down.
no, I wouldn't have had that. I would have had like you could have had the excuse where okay, like Kylo's overpowering Rey in this part, and so she's trying to get Luke's saber, or she's trying to get the lightsaber, and like she's reaching out for it. And you can see it start to wiggle a bit, and also then you see Kylo Ren. He's like, "No, that's my saber. That belongs to me." So he starts trying to reach out, and you see it start to wiggle. And then what you do is it flies past Rey.
Mm.
Then you can either say it either flies past Kylo or it's going to Kylo, and Kylo says it's gonna.
Right, it just goes past him.
Either goes past him or hits him in the head, and he goes back, and he just falls backwards. You can say, or you can have it fly past his head, and he just cocks his head like that.
Yeah.
Catch it. Then all you see is his hand catch it. Lightsaber turns on, brings in the saber as the camera pans, reveals Luke.
With a hood.
No, I was gonna say with no hood.
Oh, I would have kept the hood like at the end of the Force Awakens.
Yeah. So like I was gonna have the saber kind of like light up half of his face.
Yeah, like when he turns it on.
Yeah.
It's like,
And it's like, yeah, 'cause that would have gone like a huge crowd moment. Yeah, it's like, oh my god. But like, again, I still was fine with the way they did.
I was fine with the way they did too. Like, people shit on the Force Awakens because what? It's funny? Fuck
No,
you.
no, they don't say it because of that.
There-
I know
there
why
are
they hate it.
those.
Oh, they really?
Oh yeah, they don't like the comedy of it. It's too Disney. Or so I heard.
And yet they like the comedy Marvel films. Kind of hilarious, isn't it?
Actually, some of them don't. Some of them don't.
What?
There's some of them that don't like Marvel comic.
No, I know
humor.
well, I know that, but like, I feel like the people that are complaining about it are probably the same people who like the Marvel comedy.
Maybe. I think because Star
but-
Wars doesn't need to. It's.
But Star Wars has
doesn't-
always had comedy.
Not like not like the Force Awakens. It had comedy, but not like that. Not where they like. It's hard to explain.
I mean,
Yes, Jar Jar Binks was comedy, but
no,
that's
I'm not talking about Jar Jar Binks. I'm talking about Yoda. Yoda in Episode 5 is hilarious.
Yeah, but they also made him. But at the same time, they also knew what they were doing with him because at some point that he became dead serious, like you will be.
Yeah.
You will be.
Or even when he's talking to
Would you take
Obi-Wan, like
No,
when,
no.
and all he hears Obi-Wan's voice. He's like that he's too old. Like he's like brash or something like that. And Obi-Wan's like, so was I, if you can remember.
Yeah, like there is comedy, but it felt that dialogue felt kind of natural.
Yeah.
So was I when you taught me.
Yeah.
Like I get it.
Which again kind of ruins the canon of the whole trilogy of the whole series too, because it sets up that Obi-Wan was taught by Yoda when in fact he was taught by Qui-Gon.
Well, if you remember I feel like it's like this. If remember at the end of the Revenge of the Sith where
Yeah.
Yoda said he'd teach Obi-Wan the ways of the Force
Yeah.
to like communicate with Qui-Gon or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's what.
Maybe it was that, yeah.
Um,
But no, but that wasn't Yoda teaching him. That was him telling Yoda to go to this certain spot so Qui-Gon could teach him.
yeah, but then Yoda taught Obi-Wan afterwards.
No, he didn't.
Did he?
No.
No.
It was all Qui-Gon.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, it was just yeah. But I'm fine because I like Qui-Gon Jinn.
So what? So what? Yeah, so do
I
I.
think it's because it's Liam Neeson. If it wasn't Liam Neeson, I wouldn't give a fuck about him.
Sweet word, I did not know that was Liam Neeson. He was
Young.
steady too.
Still got that voice though.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like.
Oh yeah, we took off a tangent. Jesus Christ, we forgot to talk about Kelly Marie Tran and like.
Well.
Oh yeah, well, and also Daisy Ridley. Both of them went on
related,
social media
well,
because
Daisy
of.
Ridley, I don't think was Star Wars related. Kelly Marie
Yeah.
Tran was.
Kelly Marie Tran
She was like getting harassed nonstop because of this movie. Like I don't like her character, but and there are Star Wars fans that don't do this, which I applaud them for. They don't go online harassing the shit out of someone because of the character they don't like.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there are good fans out there, but it's rare.
Yeah, like there are still like good fans, but a majority like
Majority of them aren't online. Let's go with that.
Yeah, a majority of them are not
Like everyone's upset.
good.
Everyone's upset. Like when you like everyone
Like they ruin the movies almost.
almost like they yeah. Like I don't have a problem with Force Awakens.
I like Force Awakens. I own it on DVD.
Yeah, like I had no problem with that. Last Jedi, I don't mind it, but I don't like it at the same time.
Yeah, and that's fine because I mean it's art, it's subjective.
Yeah, but like it's if it was on TV, would I watch
But,
it?
yeah.
Probably. Like I'm not gonna go online on. If you go on Facebook, every Facebook post has something related to the Last Jedi. Like Last Jedi was a piece of shit. Fire Kathleen Kennedy and Ryan Johnson sort of thing. Like, it was just nonstop.
Even though Rian Johnson is a great director.
He has good visual, I think. But it's just what he did with Luke. I didn't like.
Yeah. Well, again, that's fair.
I did like that they brought Yoda back in that episode.
Yeah, I'm glad he was a
It
puppet.
was a puppet too. Yeah,
I'm glad he was a puppet.
I'm glad it wasn't CGI. But yeah, I'm still looking forward to the ninth movie because I do want to see how it ends. I want to see if there is something with Rey's parents.
I think there is. I think it was just Callum messing with them.
Matt Smith has recently been cast in the movie.
Oh yeah,
The Doctor. The Doctor has been cast.
Yes.
I don't. There's someone. Oh shit! What's her name? What's her name?
Who?
I don't know. I can't remember her name.
What has she been in?
I don't remember. I know there was a female that was also cast. Big rumor right now is that Matt Smith and this girl are her parents.
Huh. Okay.
I don't think it is, but it could be.
Okay.
Who else was cast in it? Oh, Andy Serkis a while back recently canceled his. He had to go to like a Comic-Con sort of thing.
Yeah.
He canceled it and was supposedly going on set of the Star Wars movie. So there's a slight chance that Snoke will be in it.
Well, yeah.
Probably a flashback.
It could be. It
Probably
could be a flashback,
probably
or
a
it could be. Or there could be something to it because, who knows? Because it does. I mean, like. Who knows if? Because it is J.J. Abrams, so maybe he is setting up something with Snoke. Because I know when Snoke. When Snoke was, like, revealed in. Force Awakens.
I thought he was a giant, but turns out no, it was a hologram, which pissed me
Yeah.
off.
I thought he was Plagueis.
Everyone thought he was Plagueis, which I would have been down for, but no.
Like, well, we don't know yet either.
Well, I think I do, but it would have been interesting if he was Plagueis. I mean,
I'm pretty sure Palpatine killed him, but he could have come back.
Well, I mean, haven't you heard the tragic story of Darth Plagueis the
Wise?
The prequels, I will say this, have some of the best dialogue ever.
That scene though is amazing.
With the dialogue between Emperor and Anakin.
Yes. In the bubble comedy.
The bubble comedy.
No.
Dude,
because
bubble, that was hilarious.
because
You can sense that they get tension of the dark side sort of thing.
well, not just that, like
The
you
dialogue,
know.
it was the way it was.
Well,
Delivered.
you know what he's essentially saying to Luke.
You know
Sorry,
what-
not to Anakin, right?
Yeah, you know what he's doing, but you understand like he's trying to draw him in.
Not just that. You know this story. He's basically saying, like he doesn't say it outright.
No, I get what he's. Keep going.
He's admitting that he killed Darth Plagueis.
In a way, yeah, I kind of picked up
Because
on that.
he taught his apprentice everything he did in his sleep, and then killed him.
Ironic. You could save those from death, but not
Himself. Again, another religious affiliation.
Yeah.
Christianity.
Yeah,
He
Star Wars,
pretty much compared him to Jesus.
yeah, Star Wars is, has a lot of
A
Christian.
lot of it has Christianity. It has Buddhism because Buddhism is what they based off the Jedi Knights.
Yeah. Same except for the Sith. I guess.
Christianity, the chosen one, Jesus Christ. Balance is complete Buddhist.
Oh yeah.
The Siddhartha Gautama. Also, like, not just religion, but there's a lot of history put into it too, because the inspiration for the Empire was the Nazis.
Oh yeah, that definitely. Because around after the end of World War II, I think Star Wars came out shortly after. Was it the 60s? Did Star Wars came out?
No, 70s, 77.
70s? What came out in the 60s? There was something.
Star Trek.
Was it Star Trek?
Star Trek was 60s.
Yeah, okay. And Star Wars heavily based off that.
I wouldn't say heavily.
Yeah,
I'd say
got
it takes inspiration.
Yeah.
I think pretty much every single piece of sci-fi probably takes some inspiration
But you can
from Star Trek. However, this also brings in the cultural impact of Star Wars too. Like because back like even back with Star Trek, science fiction was not respected. It was seen as very, I don't want to say low class, but also like it wasn't respected amongst the film community. It wasn't until Star Wars came out that that it became mainstream and Star Wars launched. Star Wars took science fiction into
like Blade Runner.
into the blockbuster genre.
So like Blade Runner, for example.
Yeah. It's all because of It's all thanks to Star Wars.
I think Alien was one of them.
Yep, it's all thanks to Star Wars.
And then
It was that big of an impact at release in '77.
And then you got like Vader, still known as one of the biggest villains to this day because of Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. Again, also if you look into it, apparently there. Jesus Christ. Okay, George. Okay, I don't know if it was George Lucas. I'm assuming it was George Lucas who planned this, but he probably looked more into like just Germany more than we thought, because not only did he base the empire off Nazis,
You can clearly tell he's based off Nazis.
but Vader in German means father.
Yep, there you go.
So he's essentially named Darth Father.
I felt like how Vader got his name in the prequels could have been done a lot better. It should have meant something.
Yeah, it should have, because he's like Darth Vader. Why Vader?
Yeah.
But if you look at the German meaning for it, he takes it as
Like if he if only he saved his name for after he got his helmet, maybe it would make a little bit more sense.
or maybe if or yeah.
And the big theory, a big fan theory. I love the fan theories sometimes because they do.
Fan theories are fun.
Because they're not
They're
they're not always toxic, and they're actually interesting. There's a fan theory that Padme's death was heavily involved from Sidious.
Oh, 100%.
Because Sidious supposedly drained the life out of her and gave it to Anakin.
Well, yeah. Like think about the emergency powers.
Which one?
The emergency powers. Remember when they're like, give the emergency powers to Supreme Chancellor?
Oh yeah, maybe that could have been it.
Like it wasn't just, well, yeah, but like you could have easily had that where like he was draining the life force from Padme. I can see that.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, it would have been very interesting if that was the case. Because it would make a lot more sense rather than her die from a broken heart.
Yeah. Also, if you want to bring the EU into it, that actually could make a lot of sense, because the whole thing is about Anakin turning to the dark side because Palpatine's like, I know the power that can save her.
Mm-hmm. But she didn't do.
Which I'm assuming he didn't. I'm assuming he didn't know. I'm assuming he doesn't know the life equation for it.
Well, obviously no. He was toying with him.
He was toying with him, but because he was like it seems in your anger you killed her. So, like the whole reason for turning to the dark side is gone.
Mm.
So what's the point of being loyal to Palpatine now? And then that brings in the whole EU, and you can even talk about the Force Unleashed games, where he has an apprentice, and the apprentice, he takes that apprentice because he plans on betraying the Emperor.
See, the first one I could consider canon. The second one, not so much.
Yeah. So you could argue that if you consider those canon in a sense, you can argue that after he realized that, he came up with a plan to kill the Emperor.
Yeah. Like, these games. Supposedly he was planning to overthrow the Emperor. This whole time, he was planning to overthrow the Emperor.
And the Emperor, yeah.
But because of Return of the Jedi, where he hesitated, like, who do I choose, it was not that. So.
Well, that also happened before the EU came out, so.
Yeah, that's true.
But
I think it's just because
Yeah.
he was so heavy in the dark side. There was nothing left for him. Like he's basically lost everything, and all he has now is the dark side.
Yeah,
So yeah. What are we at?
that was the time.
I don't even know how long we've been talking for anymore.
I think probably an hour because it's 8 now. So.
I think this be a lot longer.
Yeah. I think it's because I think it's because we're actually talking quick
I think it's
and we're
because
bouncing into it.
there's so much to talk about that we're just getting through it all.
Yeah.
Um,
All right. Should we talk about favorites? Favorite movies, least favorite movies. Like
yeah, I gotta try to remember them all. There's so many now. Should we include the holiday special?
you still have not seen. No.
I watched a clip of it. Oh my god, what was wrong with Mark Hamill's face?
I know. Well,
There's something wrong with him.
the reason why is because he was wearing makeup, heavy makeup, because it was
but
stage
God damn,
acting.
he looked fucked.
He looked bad.
Oh.
Yeah, he looked bad.
Okay, at least from favorite. I'll go from favorite to least favorite. Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
Empire Strikes Back.
Ooh.
A New Hope. Force Awakens. The Phantom Menace. The Last Jedi and Attack of the Clones.
Okay.
Go.
All right. Favorite to least favorite.
Yeah.
All right. Empire.
No shit.
Sorry. It's actually hard now that there's more movies. There's like 8 movies now. It's hard. Okay. So yeah. So Empire.
Do you want me to name them out for you?
No, I know them. It's just. God, I put myself on the spot on this.
You did.
Okay, yeah. So
Try go from least favorite then, and then work your way up.
Nah, I'll go backwards. Okay, yeah. So, Empire. Then I'll probably say. Return.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no. A New Hope, then Return.
Mm-hmm.
Then Force Awakens.
Okay.
Then Last Jedi.
Right.
Revenge of the Sith. Then Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones.
Okay. Long story short, Attack of the Clones sucks.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I really do hope, like, there's so much, again, like, back to the Lord, like, there's so much that's canon and that's not canon.
Yeah.
One of the things I hope they do make canon is Revan.
Yeah.
Darth Revan. They made Thrawn.
Thrawn.
Thrawn, I don't know. They made him canon, which I'm glad.
Or no, it is Thrawn. Yeah, you're right.
They made, because he's just a mastermind.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's right.
I really do. They made Darth Bane canon.
Yep.
In the Clone Wars. I'm so glad the Clone Wars is actually canon because it just really does help. There's just a.
I think that's because it's tied to Rebels, so they had no choice.
Supposedly Rex is in Return of the Jedi.
Really?
Yeah, he was on Endor.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's true though. I don't think it's true. I think it was just a rumor. Oh shit, we forgot Rogue One.
Oh, and Solo.
That's okay.
Um,
Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith, Empire Strikes Back, Rogue One,
actually, okay.
New Hope, Force Awakens, Solo, Phantom Menace, Last Jedi, Attack of the Clones.
Okay.
Go.
All right. Empire, New Hope, Return, Force Awakens. Actually, yeah. I'd put Force Awakens, then Last Jedi. Then Rogue One.
Mhm.
Then Revenge of the Sith.
Mhm.
Solo. then Phantom, and then Attack of the Clones.
Why is Revenge of the Sith so low?
It has nothing to do with the fault of the film.
So you like it?
I just like the other ones more.
Okay, so you like Last Jedi more.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I like. Okay, damn it! Now, okay. From an overall filmmaking standpoint, I like it more, and that's just me. I feel like the acting's stronger. I feel like the filmmaking's stronger in it.
See,
it's just from that standpoint.
I just like how dark that movie is.
Yeah. That's one of the only things that are like putting it over for me. Because I find the acting is kind of weaker in
It
me.
is definitely weaker, but it also has some good points, like some good
Yeah.
moments, like a lot of good moments actually. So yeah, like the movies. Those who say they're done with Star Wars because
They're not done. They're
not done.
You know why? And this is how I know, because they were pissed off with Phantom Menace.
Yep.
Then they're like, we hate Star Wars now. Star Wars is bad. Attack of the Clones comes out.
And
Day one.
Said thing. Went to
Day
Revenge
one.
of the Sith.
Then Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, I changed my mind. I like the prequels. I like the prequels now. Where are the prequels?
And guess what? People were mad about. Some people were mad about Force Awakens. They still went to see Last Jedi.
Yep.
And I bet you any money when Episode 9 comes out, people are going to be day one lined up.
Probably. Like what we talked about this, like Solo supposedly took a big drop in box office.
Oh, huge drop.
Because
yeah.
people are supposedly saying like, yeah, we win because we don't like Kathleen Wynn and all that. Because we didn't like The Last Jedi, we're not going to see this movie. No, I think it's because, like you said, no one wanted a Solo movie.
No one asked for a Solo movie. No one wanted a Solo movie. Like, I bet you any money if you switched the Solo movie and made it an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie.
It'd be number one box office.
Again, yeah, number one box office.
Like it's just like that.
Or Boba Fett movie, number one box office.
Fuck Boba Fett. Most overrated character in the Star
No,
Wars.
but that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, if it was a Boba Fett movie,
to be honest,
it would have been number one at the box office because Boba Fett is a huge fan favorite character.
I don't know. I don't get why he's so big.
Uh,
He didn't do jack shit in the movies.
It has a lot to do with his cool
This is
design.
all I heard him say. Put Captain Silver in the cargo hold. That's basically all he said.
Part of it is because of his cool design. Another part of it is
And that was the first introduction.
I
to the
don't know
Mandalorian.
if it was the holiday special. It might have been. There was a cartoon section that focused a lot on Boba Fett, and he was badass in it.
Is Boba Fett Mandalorian?
Yes.
Like, is he like true to the cause, or is he just a bounty hunter with that armor?
I don't know.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm getting at. Because Jango Fett was his father was a Mandalorian, where I think Boba Fett bases his design off his father, but is a bounty hunter.
Well, I mean, they were both bounty hunters.
Yeah, but I think Jango was more involved with the cause of the Mandalorian sort of thing.
Yeah, well, you could argue. Well, Boba Fett also grew up in a.
Yeah,
Well, he was a bounty hunter
he's
in a
bounty
different
hunter,
time.
yeah,
In a
yeah.
different time, but you could argue that he. I mean, you could argue that he was a Mandalorian because he loved his father so much. So maybe.
He bases the design off it, or unless it was.
Well, I was gonna say he tried to live off his father's ideals.
Back to the future. Yeah, and then there's also another theory that Boba Fett survived the Sarlacc pit and stuff.
Oh, that's confirmed.
Oh, it is confirmed finally.
Well, it's been confirmed for years. Like,
Oh,
there's even like a book about it in the EU where he actually climbs out of the Starlight Pit.
Is that okay? Is he EU canon?
I don't know if it is anymore. It used to be. I don't know if it is. I don't think it is.
So we don't know.
But it might start to. But I think they're starting to integrate it because Thrawn was a part of the EU and now he's in Rebels.
See, I really want.
So I wonder if they're starting to integrate stuff from the EU.
I really wanted them to make Mara Jade canon.
I think
Why would they call her Mary Jane? I want to call her Mary Jane for fuck's sake.
Mara Jade, yeah.
Mara Jade, Mary Jane, like goddamn. Mara Jade, like, if they made her canon, I feel like it would just be better, because Luke wasn't just on an island by himself.
Yeah.
Well, he was on an island by himself, but it just again it would have helped the story with Kylo sort of thing.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that's me.
Well, I mean, like, if they did that, they probably would have changed it to Kylo killing Mara Jade.
That's what I'm saying, like cold blooded.
Yeah.
That's why. Like I felt, and did you hear about the whole thing where fans are trying to remake the movie? They're asking for a budget of 150
That's
million
stupid.
to remake this movie.
You know, I bet you any. Here's the thing though. As film students, you should know that just because you have the money to do it doesn't mean it's going to work out.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Filmmaking is a skill set. Just because you think you can do it doesn't mean
I think he said like this movie's gonna have a script. It's gonna have lights, camera, good
Yeah.
acting. Okay, well, how good's the script?
How good's a script? You're not gonna write a good script
You
because
have
what
good
you're gonna
acting?
do, is you're gonna plow it in with a bunch of
I've seen-
fan fiction,
Yeah.
and what it's going to be
straight
is
up
going to be
fan
messy.
service.
Yeah, it's going to be straight up fan service, and it's just going to be messy, and it's not going to be good.
To be honest, I actually don't mind fan service. People like to complain about it,
They-
even though they want fan service.
Like fan service is fine. There's nothing wrong with fan service, but when the sole purpose is fan service, it gets
Like when you look at
you still need an overarching story. You still
No, like when the
need
entire-
that. You can't just
when
put
an
in
entire
oh
film.
this you can't just have the whole film be fan service,
No,
or
when
else
you
there's gonna be no point to the film.
Like if you have like a little something, if you have something that's fan service.
Yeah.
Like 2 things tops.
Yeah, like
Fan service
homages
is
or
fine.
something like that. Yeah.
Like if you make like yeah, just like, but no, like this movie can be made for fans. So fan service then.
Yeah.
You're gonna take their design. So you're not making your own idea. You're taking their ideas, and supposedly making it into your image, and saying it's yours sort of thing.
Yeah.
So like it's just like, so yeah, like I wouldn't mind I would listen to fans because they do have good points, but I would try not to exactly copy and paste the stuff they're saying.
Exactly.
Like when they say like it happens like this, I would try to change it a bit.
Well, yeah, because
Happens like this and it's like
again, it's like it's trying to be original, and it's kind of hilarious with the fans because they talk about how like they talk about how they want like fan service. They got that with Force Awakens,
Did they?
and yeah, because it paid so many homages to the original trilogy, and guess what? People complained that it was too much like A New Hope, too much like Return of the Jedi, too much like that, and
I
they
thought it was-
complained.
I thought it was a good nod to A New Hope. I was fine.
I
with that.
was fine with it too, but people complained saying, "Oh, in Force Awakens, they call it like
And
they
they're
call it
paying
like
nod-
the
They're paying a nod to the original trilogy. That's
yeah,
what I thought it
like
was.
yeah, exactly. Like and people were joking about it, and people who hate on the Force Awakens hate it because of that reason, because they felt it was too much like so like you hate something for being too much like for being like I guess fan service.
Yep.
And then when you get some of the original, like The Last Jedi, you're like, no, this shit, give me fan service.
But The Last Jedi, as we talked about, did have flaws.
Not saying it didn't. I'm just saying that like
It-
I find people like they don't know what they want.
No one knows what they want. Nobody wants what they want. It goes for everything, not just Star Wars.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like they
Especially
don't
when it
know
comes
what
like-
they want. Like they say they want it, but when they get it, they're like, no, I don't want it.
Like people complain about everything. People
Exactly,
probably
and it
complain
pisses
about,
me off.
people probably complained about Vader back in the day. Like everyone loves
Probably.
him now, but probably back then they were like, I don't like this guy. He should have been like this, or maybe like that. I don't like this. And now we're just like, meh. But I guarantee someone is just like, you know what? This is my version of Vader, and he's gonna be good.
Well, I mean, like we're even kind of seeing that now with the prequels. I mean, like people hated on the prequels when they came out, and now all of a
Well, they
sudden
did.
they're like,
Okay, their take on Vader, but except he was a whiny little bitch.
oh no, I agree. No, I'm just saying in general the prequels.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like it's like again, it's kind of hilarious how like you hear about in the original trilogy how he's like he was a cunning warrior, a good friend, the best pal in the galaxy,
When we didn't even see
and
him
you didn't
pilot that
and
much.
you don't
The only-
see this wise
The only time
character.
The only time we see him as a pilot was during the opening scene, Revenge of the Sith, but didn't show how good of a pilot he really
I
was.
guess you could say
It showed bits and
pod racing.
No, but like pilot wise, like
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Jedi fighter. Like the only time it didn't even make me convinced that he was the best pilot in the galaxy because what he twirled his ship and it blew up the missiles. Wow, I'm impressed. He's the best Jedi. And he helped what? Because Obi-Wan couldn't do it by himself, sort of thing.
Yeah, well, Obi-Wan hates flying. Flying is for droids, as he puts it.
Oh, he was the best part of that movie.
It's just because McGregor, but yeah.
Like, and then you like that, yeah, just people like they will, even if it's not, again, if it's not Star Wars, it's something else. People, especially video games, people always complain about something should have been done like this. Everyone has their own interpretation of something, just like I had my own interpretation of how Last Jedi should have been.
And
but
same
I would
same
not.
with me, yes.
Yeah, but I would not go out of my way for $150 million to rewrite The Last Jedi.
Just move on.
Just move the fuck on.
That's what. Like, listen to Yoda. Yoda
It's because when you do a Star Wars
Yoda
marathon,
burned the fucking ancient Jedi text because he's like, move on.
yeah, let the past fucking die. Like, I get what if you do a Star Wars marathon.
If you keep
gotta
living,
watch
if you
the
keep living in the past, you were going. I mean, yes, like pay attention to the past, but don't get stuck in the past.
No.
And that's where Star Wars fans are right now. If they're asking to make remakes of movies like that shit.
I don't like
Like
that.
I hate the prequels, but I'm not asking for remakes of the prequels.
No. Like, I can live with. I'm fine with the I'm fine with the prequels. I don't worship them,
Yeah.
but I'm fine with what we got because again, Darth Maul,
Yeah.
fine with. Ewan McGregor, fine with.
Good. Yes.
Liam Neeson, fine with. Duels of Fate, fine with. Attack of the Clones.
Some of this, like the parts of the soundtracks, are great.
Yeah, the soundtrack's like what made prequels so bearable.
Yeah.
In a way. I like the clones in Attack of the Clones, like the clone armor and all that shit.
Although I will say, Attack of the Clones should have been retitled.
They shouldn't. Why the fuck would they call it?
Yeah,
Attack of the Clones?
Attack of the Clones, and the clones attack for 15 minutes at the end of the movie.
Yeah, barely. They do one battle, and it's
And you don't, and you know what? You barely see that battle because it's so focused on Anakin
What did we watch? It should have been
and
called
Yoda
What did we call it?
and Obi-Wan and Count Dooku.
We watched a video. What it should it be called?
Oh yeah, it should be called the Shroud of the Dark Side.
Shroud of the Dark Side. That would have been so much better.
Yeah, it would have been way better.
Except we still got this shit movie. Better title, shit movie.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But you know what? Maybe if it was called Shroud of the Dark Side, it would have been focused on the Shroud of the Dark Side better.
It could have. I don't know. So the clone armor, I like the clones. Jango Fett, I liked him. I thought he was cool.
Yeah, he was fine.
Count Dooku, I thought he was pretty cool. It's also
It's Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Yeah. I can't say Anakin because God forbid Anakin. My lady.
They were animals, and I slaughtered them like animals. I hate them.
One. He's jealous.
He's holding me back.
I don't like sand.
It's close enough for you, Tank. It gets everywhere.
Not you.
My skin is soft and smooth. God, he was such a creep.
I'm haunted by the kiss that you should never given me.
So you want to? Here's how creepy he was. Sorry, my lady.
Exactly. What you're seeing right now is creepy as fuck.
He gave Padme the bedroom mice behind her back.
Yes, but they truly,
Deeply loved each
you.
other.
Before
they died, they wanted each other to know.
Oh fuck! And then Revenge of the Sith, the incarnation of Vader.
Yeah. The Senate became the Emperor.
The Senate became the Order 66. I'll include.
Because he is the Senate.
I am the Senate. Dude.
Not yet.
Dude. That's the way he says it, dude.
Yeah.
Just straight up, dude.
I shouldn't do it.
Dude, do it now.
Oh, okay. Sorry. No.
I think he was trying to do his Emperor accent. That's why.
Yeah. Okay. No. To add another pro onto the prequels. Ian McDiarmid is the Emperor. Just him reprising the role. He's just having so much fun with it.
How old was he when he actually did Return of the Jedi? He had to been.
He was. I think in his 40s.
How old is he now? Like 70?
Yeah, I think so.
Like
70s, 80s,
what
maybe?
year was Return of the Jedi? 84? Was it 84?
Yeah, 83, 84.
Yeah. How old
Because it was 77 was A New Hope. I think 81, 82 was
around that.
it was Empire.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe around 84.
I don't think so. Yeah. I'm glad he came back for that, and he was still fairly young too, which is good.
Yeah.
Because if he was cast, like if 40s, 50s maybe in Return of the Jedi. Oh fuck, it's gonna bug me now.
Yeah,
I
like
don't know how old he is like today, so I couldn't.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Because he looked pretty. He looked fairly young, but like young
He looked
enough.
he looked fairly young in Phantom.
Yeah.
It wasn't until 3 when you tell he was aging.
I think he's in his 60s in the Phantom, early 60s.
Yeah.
I think. But yeah, like. But yeah, I'm glad he came back for that.
So am I.
So him. Battle of Heroes for Brenda Sith was my favorite soundtrack of that.
Oh, that's 3. Yeah, that was good.
Order 66. So like all hope is lost when Yoda's like.
That whole sequence
That
is
whole
sad.
montage, yeah, the whole montage.
montage
Like,
is
the
good,
music
it's
for
good.
that scene was like, oh
Yeah.
and Yoda's like, fuck.
Kaida Mundi's probably the saddest one.
Which one?
Kaida Mundi's. He's the one with the giant like.
Oh yeah, like he turns
Head.
He's like, whoa, what?
Yeah, that was the sad part.
That was separate. Yeah, but Yoda, like, he turns around, the clones are about to kill him, he's like, what the fuck are you doing, boy?
With Chewbacca in the background, just
I'm
like.
glad they had him in that movie.
Yeah, well, he had Kashyyyk. I mean, like.
Yeah, like Kashyyyk might as well put him in. I think that's why they went to Kashyyyk, just so they could get a little
Probably.
nod to Kashyyyk.
Probably, yeah.
What else was there? I liked the final battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin. I liked.
Mace Windu.
I hate Mace Windu. The little fuckers. He's partly responsible for Anakin.
Oh, he 100% is. He 100% is partly responsible for Anakin.
Yuan was cancelled, but you were not granted the rank. You were not granted the rank of master.
What?
Take a seat,
Young Skywalker.
in a very Samuel L. Jackson way. Have you seen the version where there's people actually put Samuel L. Jackson's motherfucker in it? Like, take a seat, Skywalker. Forgive me, master. Fuck you. and then there's like one like when Anakin says, "What? Say that again. Say that again. I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. It's unfair. What? English, motherfucker.
Do you speak it? Oh, God.
And then there's like when Attack of the Clones, like he goes, remember when he's like, this party's over?
Yeah.
He's like, this party's over. Motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. That's another good part. I do like.
The final
like
that battle.
I do like
Jet
that.
and George. Like,
Yeah, I like that Mace Windu entrance.
I like how he has a purple lightsaber. I was like, holy shit.
Well, he
He asked for it.
he asked for it. He said he wouldn't do the movie
But
without it.
I was a kid. I was like, oh.
You know what? You know why he said it, right?
So he could be seen on the
Yeah.
battlefield.
So you see on the battlefield because there was at least 50 green and blue lightsabers on the
Yeah.
battlefield.
And then when he's and Attack of the Clones when he's on like the jet, the plane,
Yeah.
or whatever, he's like, I'm had it with this motherfucking plane. And then he gets down and goes talks to the clone. I've had it with these monkey fighting snakes
on this Monday to Friday plane.
That's better than the original.
Oh, 100%.
Oh
is.
god.
Oh, yeah. Watch the TV edit for Snakes on the Plane. It's great.
It's too funny. Oh, that's one of the best TV edits of all time.
Yeah.
Nothing like fuck. I'm glad he was in that movie, but he was an ass in that movie.
Oh, he definitely is an asshole.
I've read history of the lightsabers. I love how lightsabers have meanings to them.
Yeah.
Like blue represents guardian, green represents force wielder, like for the force and stuff over combat sort of.
Yeah.
Purple means like they use light, but they can also redirect the dark side.
Well, yeah,
That's how he was able to stand up to Palpatine, supposedly.
yeah, and it's kind of cool because Mace Windu was the closest to a great Jedi.
He pretty much was. White Jedi, great Jedi. White lightsaber. I meant to say white lightsaber equals great Jedi.
Yeah.
And the black lightsaber, which is now
A black saber, yeah.
yeah, a Mandalorian.
Yeah.
It's basically just an old, the original sort of thing, original lightsaber. I think it was. I don't know. Red obviously means evil.
Yeah.
Yellow is for sentinels, like
Yeah.
they're like
The
guardians,
robots, yeah.
the guardians of the temple sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are the only canon.
Yeah.
ones. There's other ones out there, but they're not canon, and they don't really matter. So
Yeah.
yeah. So like, it's just oh god damn Star Wars.
Yeah, that's all.
God damn Star. Like it's just, I just hate that the fan base is so toxic.
Yeah, I
It
do
just
too.
pisses me off. Like it's just like what's that
Yeah.
saying?
like yeah, there's not much. There's not much to say. They have done a lot of bad for
Bullshit,
something. They claim to love something and yet have kind of destroyed themselves.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's kind of like Star Wars. I mean, I'm like.
And that'll be their defense.
You know, it's kind of hilarious. Like it's almost like they have turned to the dark side.
I actually think George Lucas sold the franchise because fans were so mean to him.
Yeah.
In a way, Last Jedi is a movie the fans deserve.
Yeah.
If it's that bad to them, they deserve
Yeah.
a bad movie like that for being so.
Well, then you can say they
Such a
deserve
piece
the whole
of shit.
prequels.
What?
They deserve the whole prequel trilogy. They
But
deserve
now they
Attack
like
of
the
Clones.
prequels, so we can't give them that. Oh my god!
Oh my
fuckers.
god! You can't win with these fuckers.
Watch, and then 20 years later, another Star Wars sequel will come out, a sequel to the new sequels.
Yeah.
You'll be like, I like the old sequels better, and that's how you'll know, like, fuck. That's how you know, like, don't take it seriously.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because they'll look bad. Like, Rey was better this way. Kylo Ren wasn't as bitchy as he was like this, and I'll be like, I'll smack the shit out of you.
Yeah, I feel like okay. Let's say that we get like let's say that like they decide to release 10, 12, 10, 11, 12, and then 13, 14, 15, and stuff like that in the next
God.
years. I bet you any money the people that are hating on Last Jedi now,
We'll go see that.
no, I'm not saying that they're not gonna go see it. They probably will see it. What I'm saying is they're probably gonna look back on Last Jedi in like that time and say, "My God, Last Jedi was so good."
Yeah, they'll be like, Last Jedi I hated Last Jedi, but it's a lot better than this movie. Really?
No.
Really?
I mean like general love, almost like they're doing with the prequels now.
They use the prequels as an excuse. When I hate that because I think when they look back at the prequels, they think of certain key moments. They don't think of the actual whole film.
Yeah,
Because Phantom Menace.
that's what I'm saying. They focus on the fan service.
Phantom Menace had Jar Jar Binks. They can't forget that. The pod racing scene. I'm sorry, but that was too long and just too boring.
Okay.
Like, and then there was a lot of boring parts after the pods three. Before
Well, yeah.
the final.
Which a lot of that was focused on the politics.
Star Wars politics, which I'm fine with because I like the Star Wars politics, but it was boring as fuck.
Well, yeah, that's what people complain about. It was
And-
the fact that it was boring. In
and
fact, there was a tonal shift because you had the politics stuff, like the boring politics stuff, and then you had the stuff going on with Anakin, which is the fun stuff of the film.
And then you had Attack of the Clones, which was complete dog shit from beginning to end, except for the battle, the fight. Actually, not even the fight scene. Like
The fight scene wasn't even that good.
remember the whole they're doing this. And
Yeah.
like the flashing Mace Windu,
Like
the flashing Count Dooku and Anakin, like they're like doing like the spinny shit, or whatever.
yeah, like even going back to like as much as I love Yoda, that fight scene is kind of ridiculous looking back on it.
Yeah, there's a certain line that Dooku says like, "Surely knowledge can't be win, but the skills of
No,
power of
it's,
the
it's,
Force."
yeah, like
But with
we
the skills of a lightsaber, which
Yes.
basically almost indicates that a lightsaber
is more important than the Force. Which, if we know anything, like if anything, the Force is way more powerful than a lightsaber.
Yeah, obviously.
Like it shows, yeah.
And to this day, I don't understand how Dooku was able to have lightning. Because the
Oh.
Emperor is the only other Sith that has lightning. In the movies, anyways.
Well, that's because Vader couldn't use it.
Why couldn't he use it though?
Like he had robot hands.
He could still use the Force though.
Well, he could still use the Force, but he couldn't because he had the Force flowing through him. But he couldn't use
Okay, maybe that's
probably
okay.
couldn't use electricity.
Okay, then why
Um,
didn't Darth Maul?
That's because Darth Maul wasn't a full Sith. He was a Sith in training.
Okay, maybe that does actually.
He was yeah.
Okay, that does explain better.
Yeah, he was a Sith in training. He wasn't a full Sith yet.
And supposedly, Count
but-
Dooku was the apprentice of Yoda.
No, he was not.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, he was. Sorry,
He was.
I'm thinking of Qui-Gon, who was
I don't know who.
the
I don't know who the apprentice was. I don't know who he was the apprentice of.
no Qui-Gon was the apprentice of Count Dooku.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Was it?
Yes.
I'm so confused with this. Goddamn prequels. I swear he was a master of like some like alien Jedi.
Who?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. I saw an image.
He taught Qui-Gon.
I'm so
Which is why Obi-Wan was so which is why Obi-Wan and Mace Windu were both weirded out when I forget who. No, sorry, it was when Mace Windu was weirded out when he heard about Count Dooku being a Sith, and he's like, it's not in his character, except it was.
Okay, maybe that's what it is.
Because he was originally a Jedi.
Yeah. Goddamn Star Wars universe.
Okay, we talked about the films.
I don't read enough of the books to understand, but there's like Darth Vader has. I have read.
He has comics.
He has comics.
I need to get into.
It really shows how depressing Vader's life is.
And how badass he is. He took out there's one panel where it shows him taking out like a full army on his own.
Yeah, I remember the dialogue. All I'm surrounded by
is dead men.
Is ashes and dead men sort of.
Yeah.
And then like he just goes, like, just ape shit.
Yeah. There's also a scene. I don't know if it's in Legends or if it's in the current comic canon, but there is a flashback in a sense.
Okay.
It's a panel showing Darth Vader and Boba Fett, and it's when Boba Fett brings information about a certain Force user to Vader, and he's like, can you tell me information about this Force user? And he's like, only a name, Skywalker. He's like, that's enough.
And that's what he found out about Luke.
That's what he found out about Luke.
I don't know if that's canon. Yeah, I don't know if that's canon. There is a book where how he got his red lightsaber sort of thing. It's actually a pretty good story. There's one where he goes to visit Padme's grave, and there's a lot.
Yeah, but okay, video games. Growing up playing.
I played Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith video game.
That was a good game. That was a good game.
Great game. Still holds up to this day.
Also, did you get the alternate ending?
Where Anakin kills. No, the
Obi-Wan
galaxy belongs to me.
Now.
I did not like his voice.
No, it was pretty.
Yeah, but I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a general good fighting game,
I miss games like that.
Then the original Battlefronts 1 and 2.
So
Still probably my favorite Star Wars games ever.
New ones don't have shit on that.
Nope.
They're microtransactions and bullshit.
Yeah, they're definitely fucking bullshit.
The graphics are beautiful, but I prefer quantity over quality.
Like if we're talking technical, from sound design to graphics, 10 out of 10 across the board. That both of those games are beautiful, gorgeous on a technical level. Gameplay, shallow.
Yeah.
Especially in the first one, when if you pre-ordered the game, you got the best gun in the game, and that was bullshit.
Yeah. The last gun you get unlocked in the game, you can get automatically if you pre-order it.
Oh yeah, pre-order deluxe edition, which is bullshit.
Bullshit, yeah. And the second one is no better either.
Nope.
The story, there's a story mode which is apparently
it's
canon.
bullshit.
It's bullshit. It's canon, but bullshit. I mean, it's great for the actress, whatever her name was.
Oh yeah, well, she's great.
Like she was from, I think she was in Arrow actually.
Maybe.
I don't know, but like the whole, she turns back to light.
Yeah, that's bullshit. I was kind of hoping it would. I was kind of hoping it'd be like a revenge story.
It's a story about the Empire. Like, what happened after the Death Star? We sort of got that, just barely.
Yeah, like I was like when I saw that story mode and how like.
But the graphics look beautiful. The dialogue kind of looked good.
Well, how it was focusing on like
the Empire. Yeah.
The Empire and how like
after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, how after Return of the Jedi and like it follows this group of stormtroopers.
Yeah,
or Imperials who are like, we're gonna get revenge. We're gonna get revenge on the Jedi, and it's like that's perfect. We can be like that's perfect seeing it from their perspective. It's like nope, they completely went
The other way, just
The other
Rey
one,
was
like, she realizes that the Empire was bad, and so she becomes good, and then fights for the good guys.
The Force Unleashed did it, but was better.
Well, because
the
it
way
also
they did it.
set that up with a previous game too.
The Force
Where
Unleashed,
he was a-
Force Unleashed
yeah.
was it set up this a sequel in a way. It set up the rebels.
Yeah.
Like he rallies the people that would most likely start a rebellion sort of thing, and he comes to know these people and he starts to care for them, which makes like him turn away from the dark side.
Yeah, exactly.
It's almost better because he's still supposedly bad, but he's starting to care for these people.
Yeah.
And the way he starts to change, like I get. And like the final battle between him and Vader is just straight up badass.
Yeah.
And just like yeah. So and then you got Force Unleashed 2, which a good game, but not as good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in a way, Revenge of the Sith paved the way to
Yeah.
Force Unleashed.
Yeah. Then there's the Jedi Canon games.
Yep.
For GameCube and Xbox, I think.
That was, yeah.
Then there was, which were fun, like also like just fun lightsaber combat, just
Yes.
fucking around with that.
And there's Empire at War.
Yeah,
That's
Empire Shadows of War, I think.
Shadows of War.
I think it's called Shadows of War.
Shadows of War is Middle Earth, Lord of the Rings. Empire at War is what it's called.
Is it Empire War?
Yeah. I
Okay.
want them so.
No, I'm thinking Shadows of the Empire. Sorry,
Yeah.
Shadows of the Empire.
I want them so badly to make a Star Wars game that's like Shadow of War, Middle Earth Shadow of War,
Oh yeah.
where you go like attack Imperial base, or like
Mhm.
have you played Shadow of War?
No, I've seen gameplay. Of
Have
it.
you seen the gameplay where like you attack the fortress?
Yeah.
I want a Star Wars game like that where you're a smuggler or a Jedi, you choose, and you go raid this fortress,
That's cool.
this Empire fortress.
Yeah.
It'd just be so
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah.
And the mechanics would be like dark, almost like Arkham Knight sort of.
Oh, that'd be sick. Yeah. Actually, speaking of which, there was a game that was kind of going to be similar to that. Not so much Arkham Knight, but like, it was canceled and it kind of
What,
pissed me off.
1313?
1313. It was going to be about bounty hunters,
Yeah.
and it was rumor has it was going to be, I think, Boba Fett.
I don't think it was Boba Fett. I think it was just some.
Remember bounty hunters?
Like
Still,
I saw the
good, yeah.
Yeah, I saw the gameplay first. Like, oh, this looks good.
Gameplay looked good.
Canceled.
Yeah, canceled.
Force Unleashed 3 was canceled as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Also, and did you play the Lego Star Wars?
Oh, of course.
Oh, that was great.
Oh, those are fun.
They had good comedy.
Those
They
are
had really good comedy.
They're Lego comedy.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were fun. Yeah. So, like, but yeah, I will never be done with Star Wars. Unlike some people who are done because of The Last Jedi. I will never be done
I'm too
because
attached to the
I'm
franchise.
too attached to the lore.
Yeah,
I
I'm too
love the lore of
attached to
Star
it.
Wars.
It's too personal for me to let it go.
Yeah, I can't. Like, I'm looking past movies. I'm looking at everything else.
Mm.
Because I just love the universe
Yeah.
of Star Wars. I love it more than DC, Marvel. Like, I love it. I just love the
Exactly.
universe.
Yeah. Like it was. Like I said, it was the first like. It like there's a. It's just personal to me, and there's a lot of history for me because it was. Like I made a lot of friends because of our mutual love for Star Wars. I made like my dad introduced me to that, so that, like there was a connection to that, like Star Wars, and then also my brother, like the three of us, and even my uncle, like we have a mutual love for Star Wars, and like we're connected because of that, and so like it's just it binds us together.
It's like the Force.
It's the Force. It surrounds us. It binds us
It
together.
penetrates us. No, I'm never gonna be done with Star Wars because of a fucking movie. I hate people that say,
Yeah.
I'm a Star Wars fan, but I'm not a Star Wars fan anymore because I hate this movie. Fuck, shut up.
No, you're gonna be at the next one for sure.
Yeah, like everyone's always said, no one hates Star Wars. One Star Wars fan.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
that will hold up until we're dead.
That'll hold up until they stop making Star Wars movies.
Yeah, they'll be like, hey guys, can you bring back Star Wars movies so we can rant about them again?
Yeah.
Then I'd just be like, I find your lack of faith
Disturbing.
Then he'll reply back, do it. I am excited for this TV show though.
Oh, so am I.
The
Yeah.
Mandalorian, especially if the Clone Wars director is.
Yeah, he's involved.
And then Ragnarok.
And Taika Waititi. Yeah.
So Bryce Dallas Howard is the only one I'm worried about.
The only one I'm worried about, but if she, I'm willing to give her a shot.
I am too, but like Ron Howard, like
Yeah.
best part of Solo.
And also there are a lot of actors turned there's a good history of actors turning directors, like Ben Affleck.
Him and Matt Damon wrote Good Will Hunting. So
Good Will Hunting, but Ben Affleck
he did Argo.
directed The Town, Argo.
He directed The Town.
Mm-hmm.
What else is there? There's Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood, another good one.
Angelina Jolie.
Jon Favreau.
Yep.
Angelina Jolie, yeah.
I guess I can't really. There are those out there, but I can't really think of them.
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone. Rambo, Rocky.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
So yeah, like. I'm looking forward to this show because
Mel Gibson too.
Yeah.
Passion of the Christ and shit like that.
Yeah. And I've always said this to myself. I always said this, like, for Star Wars wise, if there's no Jedi, there has to be an Empire, and if there's no Empire, there has to be Jedi. But if it's Mandalorian show, I might get neither, so it might be a new take.
Well, yeah, I think you'll still get it because it's supposed to be taking place
before the prequels.
No, it's supposed to be taking place between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens.
Oh, it's taking place after.
Yes.
I thought the Mandalorians were before the prequels. The history.
Well, this is probably still a Mandalorian who.
I don't know.
From what I've heard, that's when it's taking place.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll be different. Actually, that if it does do after Return of the Jedi, we could see slow hints of how the First Order came to be.
Yeah, and you
That,
can all
if they do that.
And considering that if they decide to keep this canon, Boba Fett rising out of the pit, you could have Boba Fett show up.
Yeah. Actually, that would be cool. Considering.
Yeah, and still like you probably still have some nothing really changed after Return of the Jedi too. So like. Because you saw the First Order rise again, so it's like almost like the same thing happened. So you could say you could just have gangsters still roaming the streets of Mos Eisley.
Yep. Still have like regular crime, just no Nazis.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
Which is what I'm assuming it's going to be. It's going to be almost like I'm feeling it's going to be like a Western Star Wars movie, which is what is going to be fucking good.
Yeah,
it's going to be a Western Star Wars TV show. It'd be great.
It's gonna be Firefly.
Yeah, it's literally that. It's going to be Star Wars version of Firefly.
Which I'm down for, because you know my love for Firefly.
Yeah.
I want that show back!
But Nathan Fillion's done with that.
Yeah, for now. Okay.
Until he's 90 years old.
Until he's 90 years old, I'm like, hey man, I'm bringing back Firefly, can you be interested? Yeah, I'll be right there. Oh, God. Okay, so, I got nothing else to talk about. I think we covered almost everything.
Yeah, we covered a lot.
We just get,
I guess we talked about least favorite. Did we talk about least favorite moments and favorite moments from the movies?
My least favorite moment is obviously the Rose saving Finn.
From the whole movies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rose saves Finn.
That is a pretty bad one.
Not fighting what we hate.
Save
what we
love.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my least favorite. My favorite moment, when Vader's helmet first goes on, you hear the breath. First.
Oh, from Revenge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Favorite
Yeah.
Star Wars moment, just that was awesome.
Yeah.
I was a kid when I first saw it, so it probably sticks
Yeah.
with me.
Least favorite. There's
I truly, deeply love you. I don't like sand.
One of those. I will admit,
Sorry,
it's one of those. It could even be that he's jealous. He's holding me back. Just Anakin 2 in general. Just all of his scenes in that pisses me off. Also just because of the cringy dialogue. Actually, one of them is the Padme Anakin scene when we're talking about where she's dressed up in like the BDSM outfit.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a bad one.
I don't. You're a creep. But I'm gonna wear this dress to seduce
Yeah.
you because I want the attention.
Yeah.
And Natalie Portman was
Fav-
on that movie.
Yeah, favorites. Some of my favorites are even like on the the downtimes too. But one of my favorites is probably the final battle between Darth Vader and Luke
Which one?
in Return of the Jedi.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Just because of the emotion that's
Actually,
involved.
my second favorite part is when Vader comes back to like he's like
Yeah.
like he just like and then he just
Yeah,
takes
like-
out the Emperor.
Yeah, I like the whole
Set up with it.
yeah, just that whole sequence is I just love that fight scene. This one of my favorites will always be the Death Star trench run.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
I love that whole sequence.
I love Lando in that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, even the small moments between like Luke and Yoda, or even
There's a lot of good moments.
there's just like on
I
the
like there's
small
even good
moments.
moments in the new sequels.
Um,
Even the new sequels have.
Even
like,
the
The Force Awakens, the lightsaber, for example. That's a good moment.
yeah, one of my favorite ones is actually the scene where Rey and Finn are flying the Millennium Falcon against a bunch of TIE fighters.
Yeah.
Such a good
That
scene.
is a good scene, actually. Actually, even Solo has a good scene when Chewie and Han first take the wheel of the Falcon.
I guess.
I know you don't like that movie, and of course, Rogue One. I mean, we all know.
Rogue One had that scene.
We had that scene.
Fuck.
And
Okay, that's
that-
easily one of my top scenes of Star Wars
That's
history.
obviously one of the best scenes. Actually, it's funny that my two favorite moments are Vader, and then you got that scene.
Yeah. That scene. Yeah, and we all know the scene we're talking about. That
Everyone
scene.
knows that scene. And you also got Vader's first.
They do
introduction.
horror better than some horror movies.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they got. Yeah, I would. Yeah, yeah.
Like, fuck, you're just like, I'm terrified. It's like, there's a reason. It's like, you want to know why people are scared of Vader?
There
That
you go.
scene.
Like they did. They did him good in that movie. And it was the first time I saw Vader on the big screen, like in a theater.
Yeah.
So that's what I was excited for.
Well, technically, Revenge of the Sith song,
Like,
but actual Vader, yes.
and even
Same for me, actually.
The
too.
director actually even
On
paid,
the screen.
paid tribute to the original. Like his sash was on the outside, his
Yeah.
helmet was bigger. Like they actually paid attention to New
Mhm.
Hope rather than Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Which was like a good nod.
Yeah.
And then
Like the suit design was Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith actually was more Empire Strikes Back. The sash was on the inside.
Oh right, yeah.
And his helmet was smaller. Where
Rogue One.
Rogue One, the helmet's bigger. His eyes, you can see more
Yeah.
red tint and stuff. And then the sash on the inside.
Yeah.
Like his head was more bulky, like
Mm.
more of a.
But that could have been the actor.
No, like that's like the director even said that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's cool, and you can see pictures of like the helmets.
Yeah.
So yeah, goddamn Star Wars.
Star Wars. You know what? Here's the problem. I bet you any money when we stop rolling, I'm gonna come with like a bunch more to say about Star Wars.
No problem.
But right now I
Can't think of jack.
can't think of anything we haven't already
Who's
said.
Who's your favorite Sith?
Favorite Sith? Probably just because of the history. Vader.
Favorite Jedi? Obi-Wan?
I've two. Well, yeah, I'd probably say Obi-Wan. Just because I did love him and I did love Ewan McGregor's portrayal.
Yeah.
But I also like Luke.
Yeah.
But who's your favorite Star Wars character
Luke.
of all time?
Oh, the bad Luke.
Okay.
That's why I don't like Last Jedi that much because of what they did to Luke.
Yeah.
So yeah, because the fucking blue milk scene. What the fuck would you?
Okay, that was stupid.
What?
I will admit that was stupid. But I will say there is one comedy scene in that movie I really enjoyed.
Which one?
The one where he's like reach out.
Okay, yeah.
I love it because that was just to me like
I can-
the way I saw that scene, like I just saw that scene as two actors messing around because it was like ooh, and he's like.
When he did say reach
It
out,
felt like Mark Hamill being Mark Hamill.
when he did say reach out, I probably would have done the same thing.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. Like who would? It's like reach out. It's like
Okay.
he's like I just loved his eye roll. He was like,
Yeah.
fucking god, Tim, not again. Okay, have fun. All right. Oh, you feel it? Oh, you feel it? Oh,
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
that was great. I laughed my ass off during that scene. That was great. Again, it felt like one of those genuine moments that were just that were like, because you know as in film, like we're always talking about like sometimes you capture the best moments when you're not like filming. It's always like you always to keep the camera rolling because you might catch more a genuine moment. I felt like that was what happened there. I felt it was a genuine moment that they were just like rolling and they were just messing around like, oh, that was good. That was good.
It actually could have been, yeah. I don't know. I had no problems with the scene. There were forced humor that I didn't like in that movie, but I can live.
That's not how the Force works.
I can live with that scene.
No, that was good. I
remember
was saying that was
do you
good.
remember
I was saying
do you
that.
remember this? I told you, I think last year. Remember when Kylo Ren was just had the walkers just constantly fire on Luke?
Oh yeah.
He wouldn't stop. I would have had it where Luke actually caught the blasters and just like you just.
That would have been sick because it would have been a repeat
And then
of
you just-
Kylo. Yeah.
And then you just see like Kylo like, oh, and then he literally directs it back.
Yeah, but then Kylo would have been dead.
Oh, he jumped out because he knew what was going
Oh,
to happen
right.
next. Like you just there'd be like a close up
All right.
of
But-
like eyes.
However, I did like the whole like reveal where he's just like,
Yeah.
bitch,
Like,
try again.
what'd you say, boy?
I did like that.
Boy, get down here. So that so there's a lot I would fix that movie, but I would not pay $150 million to remake the goddamn film.
Yeah.
Goddamn fan base. And there are those who are proud of the fan base, which baffles me.
Yeah.
But it is what it
It's
is. 'Cause we
tiring.
can't. No, it's tiring. I'm getting tired talking about it. All right, so.
You realize this whole thing has been about the fan. Majority of this has been about the fan base.
Well, there's so much to say about the
I
fan base
know.
because the fan base is
Oh.
one of the greatest. One of the greatest. What's your one of the not greatest films in cinema? One of the greatest
Yeah.
lores, I guess.
Oh yeah. You know what? I got a perfect way to end this.
One of the greatest
actually.
lores has the worst fan base.
Yeah, I have a perfect way to end this, and it's actually thanks to you because you asked me about it earlier. Why do you love Star Wars?
Again, the lore. I love the Jedi, Sith, Dark Side Force. As a kid, I always wanted to. I literally always reached out my hand, try to grab something, and it's always stayed with that. Even to this day, I try to move those plugs if I had
Yeah.
to. It's just something that it's just something I grew up with. It was different, right? It just
Yeah.
some of the like Jedi, Sith, like the whole. For 100 years, the Jedi were the guardians of peace.
Yeah.
So like it's different. Like it's not. It didn't remind me of Blade Runner. It doesn't remind me of Alien. It doesn't remind me of Star
Yeah.
Trek. It feels like its own thing.
Yeah.
And when you have and again like going to the park, reenacting these scenes, and not to mention the dialogue. Like it's stupid, but it stays with you. And actually,
Yeah, it's very. Yeah, exactly. There's so many. Even the prequels, a bunch of memorable lines.
Yeah, I know. Like you said, your father got you into Star Wars and stuff. but
My father got me. Yeah, my father definitely
I
got me.
discovered
into it.
Star Wars for myself, and I'm not good at it. I started with the prequels because I'm 1998.
Yeah.
So I started with the prequels before I did the
Which is
sequels.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I watched prequels, I had no problem with it. I watched the original, then I watched the actual original series. I'm like, holy shit, this is even better. Because
Yeah.
after Revenge of the Sith,
Then you start to compare.
I desperately want to know, like, what happened to Anakin? What happens now? Where's Vader? I want to see his red lightsaber.
Yeah.
And then I finally saw the original trilogy. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I hated since I watched the prequels first, I hated the fight scene between Anakin, Obi-Wan and Darth Vader in New Hope.
That's fair because.
I know it's the first movie. As a kid, I was like, that's it.
But to be fair, like Al Guinness was pretty old at that point.
I know.
Too, and also because, like, they designed the fight scenes differently. Like I said, like the original trilogy, and even the original trilogy is more visceral, more based on emotion, and more like more based on, I guess, like it's more based on fencing and also
Yeah.
general actual like knight battle, like to where it's more like hit, hit, whereas the prequels are more like a dance.
Which I don't mind.
And
but-
it's more like more choreographed, more
Yeah.
flips.
Which I don't mind because.
Which is one. It's flashy. It's exciting. It's
Have you-
exciting for the eyes.
have
So
you seen-
there's that.
Look up lightsaber battles. Like there's literally people on a stage.
Yeah.
Who are doing like some of the best
Oh.
choreography lights.
Yeah, there was one like where they like sword fighting terms and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like
So
I think that's what I'm talking about.
yeah, someone decided to do like lightsabers, and so like there you had one person with like a red lightsaber, then someone had like a blue staff like
Yeah.
lightsaber, like double-sided lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sick.
Oh, I think that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, but like it's crazy. Like
Yeah.
that's also one thing that makes Star Wars good. Like the lightsaber battles. Like
Yeah.
being like a Jedi. Like and then
Like have you ever stood in front of automatic doors and did the Obi-Wan thing where you're just like
I have.
yeah, I do that. I still
it
do
to
that.
this-
I still do that.
I do it to this day. I'm like, I literally try to hide my face.
Yeah, just like
Oh god. Yeah, so it's like Star Wars again. So Star Wars, the lore, the fun of it, just the childhood I've had with it, the goddamn quotes.
the quotes. Oh,
So yeah, like it was fun. So,
I love that.
I love that. Just the adventure, mostly like the adventure, the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah, so I will never give up on Star Wars. And if those who have given up on Star Wars, it's probably for the best because they're not worth keeping.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's.
Or maybe they're giving up because they're tired of the fan base, but
Oh, there are those who are tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one thing I hate about being a Star Wars fan. I'm involved in this fan base now.
yeah.
Oh god damn it.
But you can be the light in the darkness.
I will be a symbol of hope. Which is not a name. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, but that quote is just staying with me. I'm
So
repeating
funny
it in my
for me.
head of him saying it. So I'm oh, I hate it. Okay, I think we're gonna wrap up. I don't know how long I've been talking. It's fucking
Alright,
Star
it's
Wars.
been fun. We have done Star Wars. I don't know. What do you want to talk about next week?
Halloween's coming up, so we might do a Halloween.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, we're from Star Wars to horror.
Yeah,
Which actually, if you include the beta fight scene, that's just horror.
that is horror. And if you count,
Hayden Christensen's
that's also horror.
Oh god.
All right. It was nice having you guys.
Yeah, if anyone watched, anyone,
Anyone?
leave a dislike, unsubscribe.
Unsubscribe. Send us death threats.
Send us death threats, the regular fan base, because we insulted the fan base. God
Yeah.
forbid we don't get a death threat.
Yeah. Good night.
Yeah, good night. Turn off. I'm gonna figure this out one day. One day I will be a force wheeler. She broke my lightsaber. Okay, so if you have any suggestions for any other upcoming topics, let us know in the comment section. If anyone does comment, no one's commented, which pisses me off. What are you doing? So once again, I am Tyler James, and I am signing off. Turn up. I can't. Is it off? I can't see. I am blind. Okay, once again, I'm Tyler James, and I'm signing off. Very suddenly. Matt, where'd you go?
Oh my God! He used the Force. What happened?
What are you doing over there? I don't know. Okay.
You ruined the moment, you asshole.
I'm gonna close the
I was
shutter.
trying to make you. I was trying to make him use the Force. God
I
damn
wouldn't
it.
have worked because I knew what you were doing. I'm gonna try closing the shutter switch now. We're gonna close the shutter. The camera lens. The camera lens shutter. The shutter. The shutter. Close the shutter.
How do you? Oh, here it is.
Don't do it yet. I'm talking to myself, obviously. Matt's over there. You don't see him. Thank you. And goodbye.
These are not the droids you were looking for.
Did you? You ruined my moment. God damn it.
No good. You ruined my moment. I was trying to have you do that and then be like, oh my God, you used the Force. Shit, what happened?
Apparently it's full, so we gotta see how long this is. They got fast food.
These are not the film students you are looking for.
God, that's really good.
Use the force.
God, that's really good.
Use the force, Tyler. Use
I want
it.
to. God, that's a